is out in all its glory and rearing for match number 6, and that is the Falcons against Team Spirit. Hello and welcome to you and yours. My name is Lesego Poe. Thank you so much for joining us in today's game. Let's have a look at how the point systems is looking like in a bit. And it will be popping up in a second. And there you have it. That is the league standings with the Falcons with 8 points. And then we've got the Tornadoes with 7 points, Vomi Army with 4, the Warriors with 1 point, Team Sapphires and Team Spirit with no points on the log as yet. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Lesego Poe and welcome to the Fairbreak Invitational Tournament for 2022. And I'm joined in studio by Isabel Duncan, who's no stranger to the game of cricket. Isabel, before we talk about today's game, let me in on your excitement and how it has been part of the Fairbreak tournament.
Well, it's been a wonderful experience. It's been a global experience. We have 35 countries, 90 players. They're all bonding, a few language problems here and there, but a sharp learning curve for everybody. They're all learning from each other.
Yeah, let's talk about today's game. It is the Falcons, which has the highest runs on the scoreboard in this tournament. And we also have Team Spirit with the lowest. How do you see Team Spirit rising from the ashes and potentially bagging their first win?
Well, exactly. They've really flopped with the bat, didn't they, in that match. There's a lot on the shoulders of Nicola Carey, the captain. She needs to score some runs. She is dependable. And, of course, we have Sophie Eccleston, who is the weapon out there with her slow left arm.
Yeah, and as far as the batting is concerned, when we look at the Falcons, they are really top order heavy. They've been quite consistent. What's working for that team?
Yeah, I mean, they are a powerhouse. We have ANTI-PIRACY at the top, who scored that century in that first match, a blistering 107 not out. She's in the runs. They really are in form. And, of course, Danny Wyatt, who's embracing the captaincy as well, scored a clinical 76 not out the other day. So they're certainly stacked, even without the likes of Bates and Marianne Kapp.
All right, now let's take a minute to go straight to the pitch report. We have one of the players from Team Falcons to give us the pitch report. Let's have a look.
G'day guys, it's Marina Lamplau here from the Falcons team. It's a hot sunny day here in Dubai and I'm here to talk about the pitch with you guys. So firstly, I think it's a pretty balanced wicket. It's new, so none of us have really played on it before. I guess our team's just hoping it plays like our first game. So pretty good on the bat and good with the ball. I'm expecting some spin on it just because you can see from the grass, there is some grass on the wicket. And yeah, that's about it. The weather's really hot, not much wind, so I'm not really expecting much swing on the ball either, especially when the ball kind of gets a bit gross off the first three overs. So yeah, just grass on the wicket. Let's play cricket, you know?
And yeah, that's about it from the pitch report. Let's go straight to the coin toss with Mel, who's on standby, as well as the captains of the respective teams.
It's time for the toss for match 6 of the Fairbreak Invitational. I have the captains down here, Nicola Carey from the Spirit, Danny Wyatt in again as captain for the Falcons. And we also have Elise Potter from Breast Research Australia, who's going to do the honours along with Steve Bernard, the match referee. So Elise, if you'd like to do the honours, Nicola's going to call.
Heads.
Heads is the call.
Oh, another win.
It is a tail.
Tails it is.
We're going to bowl first, please.
Going to have a bowl just for something exactly the same as last time. Danny, why have you decided to do that? Is it the same reason as before? Just want to have a look how this new pitch plays?
Yeah, new wicket. We just want to get out there as a team again and hopefully restrict them to a lowish total. And yeah, we like chasing as a team.
You said it was hard work captaining. You're back again. Give us an update on Susie.
Yeah, she's feeling a lot better, but we've got a few days off after this, so she just wanted to make sure she was feeling 100% for the next game.
And how did everyone back up? You only played last night. Have made any changes?
Yeah, we've got a couple of changes. Can't remember who, but you'll soon find out.
It's a surprise for all of us. One of the challenges of this, remembering a whole lot of new teammates.
I know.
Well, it all went right for you when you were captain last night. We'll see how you go this afternoon. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
So, Nicola, come on over. What would you have liked to do?
We were actually looking to have a bat.
Hey.
As you mentioned, it's a fresh wicket. It looks pretty good. I don't think it's going to change too much over the 2 innings. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get out here and have a hit first up.
Yeah, we've only played one game. And is it sort of been a bit hard, sort of watching, waiting, wanting to get back in, get that first sort of loss over and done with and get on the winning side of things?
Yeah, well, it was nice to have a bit of a day off yesterday and watch a couple of games and see how they played out. But, yeah, look, we're really looking forward to getting back out here for our second game, and hopefully we can turn it around from the first game.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to seeing how you go. I know you've been complaining about the heat, so I'll let you go and cool off before you have to come out again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicola. Well, there you have it. The Falcons have won the toss, and just for a change, they're going to field first.
Izzy, let's just chat about seeing the consistency of captains winning the toss and choosing to field first.
Well, exactly. I mean, that is expected, I think, of the Falcons, who have won twice now. They beat the Warriors and the Barmy Army chasing. I think they like to know what they're going after. It gives them a sense of reassurance, and they're certainly good at it.
All right, let's have a look at the team's list and how they are looking, starting with Team Spirit. Hopefully they'll be able to bag their first win. They still have Sarah Bryce, who's the wicket keeper, been quite handy behind the stumps there. We still see Sophie Dunkley participating, as well as Bisma Maharoof. And also we're seeing the inclusion of Anu, as well as Chaya Mughal from the UAE. That's how the starting 11 is looking like from Team Spirit. Let's hope that they'll be able to bag their first win for match number 6. Let's take a moment to look at how the other team is looking like as far as Team Falcons is concerned. Izzy, do take us through the Falcons.
Yeah, well, we've got that stacked top order we've been talking about in form. But let's have a look at the bowlers, since they will be bowling. You've got the opening bowlers with the new ball. I imagine will be Anju Gurang of Bhutan, who will take the new ball with Jahanara Alam of Bangladesh. It's that left arm, right arm combination. We like that. And there's plenty of spin there as well in amongst that lot. We have Tipop with her off spin. She's been pretty tidy with her 1 for 24 against the Warriors.
All right, now let's just quickly chat about Team Spirit. What is it that they need to do if they want to win today's game?
They need to rack up some runs. They need to prove themselves. We have seen Natakam Chantam scoring a few runs. Unfortunately, she had cramp, but they have got the talent there. And as well with the ball, they've certainly got the bowlers. They have the #1 bowler in the world in Sophie Eccleston. Aya Bonga Kaka always likes to make things happen. They just need to get their act together.
They definitely need to get their act together, and let's hopefully that they'll be able to win. But thank you so much for joining us for this pre-match conversation. We're taking a quick ad break, but when we come back, we'll be back with more entertainment as far as the games are concerned. See you in a bit.
Batted well, 76 not out. That's played nicely back to the bowler there. Yeah, 76 not out. So maybe she's relishing in this captaincy. Danni Wyatt, not done a lot. She's vice-captain at the Southern Brave, so picking up a bit of experience here if she's ever required back over in England. But we spoke to Danni in the post-match press conference yesterday, and she seemed quite positive about their game. She's never too stressed, Danni Wyatt, so she's a great figure to have leading your side. Brings that positivity that you always want.
Yeah, loads of experience. Cut them off the mark, all leg byes will look the direction. Off the bat. Oh, good tight first over here so far. Tipok, 35 years of age, knows exactly what to do with the new ball. Captain Thailand for 14 years. End of the first over, a tidy one. Spirit 2 without loss. So 2 changes per team. Tina Goff and Brittany Cooper making way for the Falcons. Betty Chan, Dhaka Chantham out of the side for Spirit. The teams as named. Arua into the team today for the Falcons. Looking forward to seeing her go through her paces. The spinner for the Falcons she'll be turned to soon, I'm sure. But initially it's going to be Jahannaar Alam, who's the Bangladesh attack leader. Played in 4 World Cups. She's led Bangladesh at a World Cup back in 2016. One for 26 yesterday against the Barmy Army, knocking over Heather Knight in the final over. Bowled really well.
Yeah, just not quite found a run up there. But yeah, Jahannaar Alam is someone that you really want in your side. And obviously the Falcons, they have got Marizanne Kapp in their squad, but we haven't seen her yet due to illness. So they've got that up their sleeve when she can come in too. And when you've got someone like Alam in there as well, imagine having Jahannaar Alam at one end and Marizanne Kapp at the other. It's not something you want to look at as an opposing team.
What it presents is a great opportunity for the Spirit. So in this competition, you're permitted to play 6 full member nation players in any 11. A maximum of 6, that is. Well, today, for the Falcons, they've got Chamari Adipadu from Sri Lanka, Danni Wyatt from England. And scrolling through the team sheet, only Jahannaar Alam from Bangladesh is from a full member nation. The rest are from associate countries, which is a great thing. They won with 3 full member players on opening night against the Warriors when they didn't have White at their disposal either. So no concerns on that front. But nevertheless, it does reflect a mismatch on paper for the side who are top of the table. By contrast, for the Spirit, Sophia Dunkley, Ismail Maroof, Nicola Carey, Sophie Eccleston. Very strong players, and there's Sophie Eccleston in the dugout talking to her captain, the Australian, Nick Carey. Oh gosh. Just slipped out of the hands. Ayobunga Kaka also playing for the Spirit, so 5 full member players in their 11.
Yeah, they've obviously got Nicola Carey as their captain, so her and Danni Wyatt neither done too much captaining.
Hello. Ooh, nearly an opportunity. And follow through. Miscue there from Chatham. Good start this from the Falcons with the ball. We saw this in both of the power plays in the first innings yesterday, with teams struggling to get away. Misses out on a full toss there. Yeah, we saw 153 chased down in the first game. Looked as though the Warriors were on track to do the same thing, chasing the same target of 153 before the intervention. Winifred Duriasingham, Malaysian seamer, took 3 wickets, 6 balls to snatch the game late for the Tornadoes. I think that's the moment of the tournament for me so far, Georgie.
Yeah, and you could tell just everyone was so excited about that one. I know Winnie means something special to you, Adam, but yeah, it was with the celebration when she went up to receive her Player of the Match award. Here we is. You know, we'll just see her 3 for 24. That's well caught on the boundary there. Diana Baig wasn't going to miss out on that one. And this is the informed Georgia Redmayne caught there, and that was the. Oh, look at the excitement on her face there. She was so.
Yeah, proper players too. End of the second over here. 3 without loss, so 2 good overs to start for the Falcons. Yeah, it was Mignon de Prea and Georgia Redmayne and Anisha Oza. So 3 high-quality batters, and she was given that responsibility at the death. When she returned to bowl, they were only 1 down. It was bang, 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 game over. They win by 15 runs. Our broadcasters all over the world for the SDG Fairbreak Invitational 2022. All up. You can watch this competition in 141 countries. Welcome one and all. And I'll tell you what, they're watching in Bhutan. Andrew Gurong, left arm seam into the attack from Bhutan. A really good start. She's been impressive so far in the competition, Georgie. She angles it from over the wicket principally, but always has the stumps in play.
Yeah, and she's got that extra spring as she approaches on her run up there. Best for 3 for 10. During COVID time, she was bowling to herself out in the road, so she's put the commitment in to be here. Went and trained with the Thai team before she came out to Dubai.
Runs. Finds a gap there just behind point, and the shackle's broken somewhat by Bryce. First boundary of the game, but it has taken 14 deliveries. Just waited on that. Played it nice and late, found the gap. Good cricket. Yeah, yesterday, Guren was economical up top. None for 17 from 3. She kept Deandra Dotton quiet inside the power play.
Fielded out there by Chamiri Atupatu, who has been in scintillating form so far in this tournament. Player of the match in the Falcons' first game for her unbeaten century.
Yeah, 149 runs already for Atupatu. Blistering form. She's made 4 half centuries in her most recent 7 T20s. 3 other starts in there too, including 42 yesterday. Got them off to a good start again. Highlights from that ton on opening night. Cleared the fence on 5 occasions. Brought up her century. The ball before they went to victory, and she sealed it with a 6. Excellent from Gurung. Not a lot Bryce can do there. Full straight, swinging back towards the middle stump. They're very happy to trust her swing, trust her strength through the leg side. That was the ton. Next ball, they secured the victory. She went long and deep over square leg. Second full toss that Bryce hasn't got a latch onto so far. There's a domestic cricket for the Lightning and the Oval Invincibles in England, 100 last year. Edge would have gone to first slip. Spills away for 4. So a couple of boundaries in the over, but well bowled by Gurung. 3 gone, Spirit, 11 for none. Fine piece of bowling to finish here, bringing Bryce forward. Maybe second slip. Having been playing red ball cricket, I'm sure she would have had a couple in the cordon. Not to be here in the shortest form.
Yeah, unlucky. It's just a bit of a blemish on the end of that over there from Gurung. She opened with a maiden yesterday, her first over. She went 8 balls without a run being scored off her.
So a couple of boundaries to Bryce. Gurung over. Another catchable height through the slips. Chantha, meanwhile, she's struggling. Quick single. They want it, they don't. Sent back, rightly so.
Well fielded there by Jahanara. Throw just a bit wild from Danny Wyatt. Yeah, just see a little bit of confusion there. She sent her back. I wonder if she would have made her ground. Danny just hesitated a little bit. She might, if she'd thrown it early. Yeah, frustration there for the captain.
Chantham dancing to try and break things up, but the result's the same. She's got jeans on the back of her shirt, Chantham, rather than her surname, because that's her nickname. I got to the bottom of that.
I'm so glad someone has.
I asked her the other night, why do they call you jeans? And she said because when her mother was pregnant, the jeans that she wore, the belly protruded over the top of them. So she was over the top of the jeans in utero, effectively. So when she was born, they called her jeans. You couldn't make it up. Horse's mouth, she told me. I hope that wasn't lost in translation. I got that right, but she did spell it out before the tournament. Down the leg side.
I tell you what, you do not want to be wearing jeans out there today, no matter how much is spilling over them or not. It's around 40 degrees out there. People at breakfast saying it feels like 45, but I would take it's just going down there. But yeah, 45 it feels like. And having gone around and had a look at the pitch earlier, with your kit on, your helmet on, your jeans on, whatever you've got on, it is hot for these players out there this afternoon.
Yeah, it was 41 degrees when I got out of the car a couple of hours ago. This must be frustrating for Chantham, a player of vast experience. He was in that ICC emerging team back in 2019 when they had a group of associate players playing effectively for the ICC. It's been in shorts here. No jeans for the cameraman today. Yeah, see there. If you're not on the tools, you can wear trousers. There's Venkat on the left, who's the tournament director. No jeans here. Yep, there you go. I like it. Do it again. Chantham scored consecutive centuries against the South African emerging side just last year, so she can do it, can mix it at the top level. Played at the World Cup in 2020. A maiden complete, just the third maiden of the competition. 4 overs gone, the Spirit in an early hole. They're 11 for none. 2 other maidens was Anju Gurung yesterday, who were doing the opening stint at the Barmy Army game, and Tara Norris in her first performance a couple of days ago. Jahanara Alam adds her name to that list. Don't see that too often in T20 cricket inside the power play. So no tower there for over 4. Gurung understandably continuing her excellent first over. Deep third and long on outside the circle. And again, Bryce is able to find a gap through the offside. She did so when facing Gurung in her previous over. Nearly cut off. Hickok doing the work there, chasing out at deep point, but Bryce gets her third boundary.
Yeah, and it looks like Bryce is going to have to be the one with a bit of intent here. Jean's just struggling a bit at the other end, so Bryce is taking control of the run scoring at the moment. She's 13, while Jean's is just 1 from her 16 deliveries. It's strange as well, because in that first game on the first night, it was bish bash bosh throughout the power play, and then obviously we're aiming on those power play points as well, but they have been strangled somewhat in a few games. We've seen it with the Barmy Army side. They talked a lot about that batting lineup, and they struggled yesterday until the world boss had a bit of a hit.
Wiki shingle through. Yeah, you're right. There was high scoring on night 1 under lights on the new pitch. Then day 2 we saw 119 and 125 defended. And then yesterday 153 was chased down, and it should have been chased down in the evening game as well, but
the Malaysian wonder.
Yeah, the Malaysian wonder, Winnie, got in the way of that. You can hear more from Winnie on the Fairbreak social channels. There was a nice little video cut together this morning. So we see Gurung able to bring the ball back towards right-handers, but her change-up is the fuller ball, the tempter, well outside the off-stump, and that just angles away. That's what found the edge in the previous over. Chatham's struggles continue. Seeing here, well wide of off-stump. Actually went beyond the inside edge. No footwork to speak of. She's battling. 1 from 17. It's that stock delivery. Hoops back in, 1 from 18. We reached a stage where I know we've seen recently in the IPL where we've seen a player retired out. I don't think it'll be long before that's something we see quite often in T20 cricket around the world. No one will be more frustrated than Chatham. She's played a lot of cricket, very effective player for Thailand. Dancing over the top to finish at last. Gets one away, gets herself a boundary. That'll feel good. 5 overs gone. You change your commentary. The Spirit, 20 without loss.
The shackle's finally broken for Chatham. A terrific shot down the ground, and hopefully that sets an example for her. She knows you can hit the ball hard. Don't trust her instincts sometimes. And here it is. That's a terrific shot.
Yeah, well, she was top scorer in that previous innings. They were all out for 75 though. But she was the only player to get to double figures. Had to retire twice with cramp in her calves.
Well, the fact that she's out there playing today means that the calf, it was just cramped. So, and then Tipok from Thailand. Well, the opening over.
Yes, well represented Thailand out there today.
Rice gets down low to pull that away. That might be one of Tipok's weapons. Lack of bounce.
Well, she bowled tidily before. She's picked up a wicket in that previous game.
Just a fraction of spin. cuts underneath it. Comes in. Now you've got to watch those carefully. A bit straighter in line. Get the users of feet. At least that's an intent. It's a sign of intent. Use your feet. Take the game back to the bowler. 6 off 21 now. Hopefully she's gained some momentum off that boundary. Limit the dot balls.
Starting to open up a bit, isn't she, Chantham, after a scratchy start. Cautious start in this power play.
Hard to take liberties with that.
Rip on it. Ended.
Cut off by Mariko Hill down at long on, so a single to finish the over. The power play is finished. The Spirit have 23.
Well, not a blistering start for the power play, but I can understand they're playing cautiously here, Spirit, having been bowled out for 75 in the chase in their last game against the Barmy Army. They're taking time to play themselves in. It does look like Chantham wants to open up a little bit now. She's just finding her feet. Sarah Bryce to face, one of 2 sisters in this competition, Catherine being her older sister. And it's ANTI-PIRACY. We have a change of bowling here from the Emirates Road end. She's going to bowl her tweakers.
Doesn't quite get the first one pulled enough. Again, Bryce gets really low, bends the knees, and pull that shot away. It's technique. The 23 Spirit made power play. That's the lowest so far in the tournament. Even though we're bowled out, well, not bowled out, 9 down with a retired hurt that cautious today. In the air and put down. Went hard, went low. Mariko Hill there. It's fairly straight inside the circle. Sit down.
Certainly hit hard, straight to her, Mariko Hill. It's low, just doesn't get her hands to it. Yeah, and here it is, different angle, just pops out of the hands. She's gone at it with hard hands, Mariko Hill. It'd be an expensive drop.
Bryce uses the feet. And you do wonder what Coach Osborne's instructions were after the opening night's low score. Is it, yeah, let's be cautious, let's get a decent score, let's get a good start and maybe accelerate. More intent now, but no run there to finish Patu's first over, just 3 off that. It's 26 for no wicket.
Yes, I think Bryce will start to be a little bit more inventive now with her batting. She's gone up a gear. Rearranging the field here. Atty continue.
We've got Kaya Arua from Papua New Guinea. Also left arm wrist spin. Long off, long on, deep backward square leg and deep straightish mid wicket. That's the 4 out. Only allowed 4 out in this T20. That is a lofty one. Will it be a no ball? Won't really matter because that's beautifully clubbed down the ground by Bryce.
I just think a few nerves there from the bowler Arua. It's the big occasion, of course, here in the Dubai International Ground on the telly. Low left arm. It's a big bunger. It's gone all the way.
Home run over the left field fence. That's a bit of flight, but Bryce goes inside out over cover. That's a stroke she is known for. It was a free hit, by the way. That maybe increased the adventure.
Plucked out of the air there by Bryce, enjoying herself.
It's not easy to do. Like that shot of a looping shot. Better from Arua. Down the spot, there's a little ball to run. No, go back. Anthem testing out that calf.
Oh,
will be out. Dragged wide of the crease, a little bit quicker, a little bit flatter. And Arua strikes.
Just reels her in here. Arua, that's clever bowling, just reaching for it. And the bail's whipped off. The Arua of Papua New Guinea has taken her first wicket in this match with her slow left arm wrist spin. 35 for 1.
Sophia Dunkley, the new batter. Pat Conjaran-Kai completed her 3rd stumping. Just 3 outings for the Falcons, so she's in a good form behind the stumps. Dunkley gets a gift first up. Doesn't miss out on unwrapping that one.
Oh, she's been in the runs recently, Dunkley. She was the 3rd highest run scorer in the 100. Back in England, she got a 74 not out against India, the Test match and debut, and that's just easy there for Dunkley. He reaches for it, plays the cut nice and early, finds the gap.
Cuts again, but doesn't get this through the gap. She was in good form when she came into the England side last year, and I was having some late nights watching in Australia. And she made runs nearly every innings and was quite aggressive the way she went about it. Not just the white ball stuff, but the Test match as well. Impressive young player. His feet knocks it down. The heel at long on. Interesting over, 1 for 14 off that, and the Spirit of 40 for 1.
We love the fluttering of the Falcons. All the teams have got their different celebrations. We've been enjoying them. Like a little dance routine out there.
ANTI-PIRACY continues her off spinners. fielded down on the field, and also down on the field in the dugout we've got Mel Farrell.
I have down here with me Shizuka Miyagi. So nice to have you here from Team Spirit. From Japan, you've come to this tournament. You're the heart and soul of cricket in Japan. How did you get started playing cricket?
I started playing cricket when I was 20 years old. I used to be playing baseball when I was a kid, so cricket is very similar to baseball, so I was interested in playing cricket.
And can you tell us a bit about cricket in Japan? How big is women's cricket in particular?
Getting bigger, because under-19 boys played under-19 World Cup in 2020 or 19 in South Africa.
And what is it about cricket that you love so much and that brought you into it?
Very hard to answer, but I just love playing cricket because very interesting.
Yeah, lots of fun. Now, you've come here to this tournament. What's it been like for you to come and play in the Fairbreak Invitational?
When I was get the invitation email, I just excited. Oh, I can play with the superstars.
Who are the superstars you've been enjoying playing with?
My superstar is Sophie Eccleston.
Yeah, why is that?
Because she's a left arm orthodox spin, same as me.
Yeah, has she been giving you some tips?
Secret.
So we can say that she's a great person to play with.
Yeah.
And is there a lot of talent in Japan? A lot of new players coming through the women's game?
Yes, young girls started playing cricket, and young players coming up.
Yeah. And the baseball background, I guess that's a good background as far as fielding goes. It gives you a lot of good fielding discipline.
And batting.
And the batting as well. Yeah. So, and can you give us an idea, like when do you next play for Japan? Have you got any games coming up, or you don't know yet?
I think I will have a tournament in October called the East Asia Cup.
And whereabouts do you play in Japan, or where are the teams based?
I live in Tochigi, called home of cricket in Japan.
In Japan, the home of cricket.
Yeah.
And we did have I had to practice saying your name because a few people get your last name, Miyagi, wrong. And they call you Miyagi, like Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid.
Yeah, Karate Kid.
You get that right. So
wow.
It is the wax on wax off. I wasn't sure. I had to make sure that it was okay. And what have you made of the team and the way that it's coming together?
Sometimes it's very hard to play from different teams, but we always try to communicate with each other to know.
Excellent. Well, you've done a great job. It's so lovely to see you here, to see one of Japan's greatest cricketers. She was a bit nervous, but she's done a brilliant job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely a gem.
She's cute. Oldest player in the tournament at 40.
Gem of a shot. Oh, that was great stuff, Mel. Terrific interview. Yeah, it would be nerve-wracking. She's probably talking to several 100 million people there about Japanese women's cricket. She was fairly much on top of the subject. Sophie Eccleston, favourite player, left arm orthodox. Obviously a very well-informed cricketer and loves the game. And she lives in the home of Japanese cricket. So we've got to look deeper into that.
Back to Bangladesh now with Jaharana, and that's slashed away. It's going to be 4 by Dunkley. He's a great cameo player. She goes out there and smacks it around. She doesn't hang around. This run rate just creeping up now. Just frees the arms.
She's got great hands, hasn't she? Sometimes she looks a little bit awkward with the footwork, but the hands are so quick, it makes up for any sort of perfect coordination, and I'll only say that in the nicest possible way, but she gets her hands so quickly through the ball. That's how you generate power all around the wicket. But lucky enough, you generate a bit of power off the edge.
Brings the 50 up for Spirit. And Dunkley certainly getting on with it at her 12 off 8. That was a thick edge to grab that single. Thailand is still there, that's Chantham. who is not suffering from cramp today, thank goodness. Struggled in that last game to retire twice. Chatham facing prolific run scorer. Steadier start this time for Spirit.
Round the wicket. Worked for Bashundhara the other night. Worked that time though. Can't bowl full tosses around the wicket. Skipper not overly impressed with that, particularly trying to bowl to 6 on the offside. It's a gift again. I dare say she was aiming about another couple of feet outside off stump, so he got the line wrong. Trying to bowl the offside field, not executing. This time in the air and just short. Rico Hill had a fair way to travel off the long on fence, away to a right and in.
Like the angle here at the crease from the bowler Bashundhara. She's coming in very wide, just trying to vary it. Almost did the trick there. It was in the air a long time.
Yeah, this is a tough field to bowl to. 6-3. Outside the power play. And that's why it's tough. Into the 10th over. 59 for 1.
Welcome back, changing commentary. It's Mark Farmer here and Mel Farrell. She'll be racing up from down on the ground to come and join me shortly. Just having a look at that scorecard. Bryce, the only wicket to fall, going along nicely, 26 off 22. We see there's been a bit of an injection in the innings with Sophia Dunkley, now going along on the last 5 overs at 7.8 and over, so trying to play a little bit of catch up. See a change in bowling. Gunjan Shukla from Sweden coming in to join us as she works with her skipper Danny Wyatt, trying to get that field set. A lot of the captains have spoken about the challenge playing with some of these players for the first time. Here we go. We look at the one wicket fall. Great piece of wicket keeping, and it's gone wide and just come down. It's nowhere near the pitch of the ball from Arua, the player from Papua New Guinea. She'll be absolutely ecstatic with that. And a great wicket. It's a fair amount of pressure on Bryce there. She was doing all the heavy lifting in that partnership and it became a little bit too much. Field, we've got a long off, long on, deep mid wicket or deep square, and we leave it behind square. Plenty of protection on the leg side. Comes in with a slow left arm and just sliding across, asking questions of Cantham. 14 off 31 and she's looking to really accelerate here. As you have a look at that lower angle on her arm and it just slides straight past. Oh, wicket keeping chance down the leg side. See, that is a wide. Slides down the leg and slightly different seam position there. You can see she's managed to shape that ball in. Very different to the first ball that slid across, and if she can get that angle right, a little bit of variation, it could cause a little bit of trouble for the batters out there. And this one slides and again just punch to the covers, and it's another dot ball. Run rate offering around 5.9. They're going to have to up that if they're going to get a competitive total. Full toss, and it's just the one run. It's interesting to see the boundary fielders all out. Jean Chantham, I thought Wyatt might have looked to really squeeze, really put a little bit more pressure. Look, actually, there's a signal to free hit there. Well, the free hit, not able to do too much with it, but it'll just be the one run. Back and have a look at that no ball. Oh, just over. Possibly an error, but it didn't cost her too badly in the end. Another top ball, and a reminder to all the viewers, we've changed wickets. We've moved from number 1 wicket on the square all the way across to the other side onto number 9. So first match on this strip. Goes through, and again just the one run. It's going to be reminder, after 10 overs, the team with the most runs after 10 overs win a bonus point. Slides wide outside off. They scurry through. There's an opportunity at the bowler's end. They are just going to go upstairs and have a little look at that. I think there's not much to see, but let's have a look. Look. Safely through in the end. Safely through. That's going to end the over. The 11th over, I believe. We'll just have a look as we get official confirmation. That's not out, and that's the end of the 11th over. Oh no, I tell a lie, we've got one to come. The over 65 for 1. 66 for 1 after 11. Tepoko only gone for the 5 runs off his 2 overs, and I finally got Mel Farrell. You found your way up the rabbit warren, up from the heat into the aircon. How was it?
Hot. It is very warm out there, I can verify.
Away comes down the wicket, it's just the 1 run, and we're going to see the 2 Thai players. They'll know each other very well in a good battle here. It'll be really interesting to see if Chattan can take this opportunity to really accelerate her innings. Only 16 off 35. Looks to do that, but not able to do much with that delivery in the end.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle for her, hasn't it? Saw her in the first game struggle with cramp. Remember going off twice. Saw her afterwards. She was still limping.
Oh, fancy footwork. We'll have a replay of that, please. And they're going to scurry back for 2, of which we've not seen many on these small 55-metre boundaries. Fancy footwork at short fine leg.
A little hot shoe shuffle here. Nice work. Just lost it in the landing. Just lost the dismount.
Fairly effective in the end, probably cost an extra run.
I always worry that they're going to step on the ball, because we've seen some horrendous injuries in cricket when players have stepped on it.
Excited. It's just going to be the 1 run. A bit of a holding pattern. It's going to be a really interesting relationship in this partnership. Dunkley, obviously a very experienced cricketer, trying to talk through and build that partnership and come up with a bit of a game plan. Where do they want to end up at 15 overs? What type of score are they setting up for? What do they think is going to be competitive out there?
Nice little paddle sweep, just managing to get the single. Sophia Dunkley is one of those players, lovely stroke maker. Really exciting to watch. The Spirit 71 for 1.
We're having a look at that scorecard again. Bryce, the only wicket to fall as she advanced down the wicket, and the Arua, the PNG bowler, stumping. Again, Shukla comes in with her slow left armers. Batters out there have talked about quite hard as that ball gets older, it gets softer. It's not easy to hit and get that impact and clear the rope. So, an interesting phase as we move into the death.
And Chatham just happy to turn the strike over at the moment. Dunkley is the one who looks like taking the scoring to another level. Very busy player.
Just rotating the strike. Certainly a partnership building here. They're going at around 7.8 and over the last 5 overs. So there's a little bit of a build going as they're plenty of wickets in hand as they're going to set themselves up towards the back end of the innings.
Yeah, 39 off the last 5 overs. Full toss, but it's just another single down to long off. But I don't mind this. Look, at times when it's hard to get those boundaries away and you have players that are stuck, just keep it turning over, reduce the number of dot balls, at least keep advancing.
That's hit. Wonderful shots, boundary, and they've broken it. It's been 16 balls since the last boundary. Dunkley's got it. And is this going to be the little stimulus they need to keep things moving? It's the end of the 13th over. Well, no, it's not.
Almost. The boundary, look, there haven't been enough boundaries that gets you excited, but look, that was just in the slot there for Dunkley. Dispatch to the boundary.
Great bit of fielding from White. Let's try that again. It's the end of the 13th over. The Spirit 79 for 1.
And here, just another look at that ball in the slot. Almost down on one knee. Beautiful. Opens up the shoulders. Right in the gap between those two fielders. Yeah, she liked it. She liked it. I'm not sure she did.
And we're looking at the Fairbreak Effect NFT project. It's officially launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Owners of the NFTs gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Head to fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code to stay up to date with the NFT drops and chat with other fans live. Cracking shot through the offside. Outstanding, and that's 4 to the score.
Wow, that would do the confidence good. We saw Dunkley smash a 4 over the deep, towards the deep mid-wicket boundary, and this time just playing through the covers. Lovely shot from Chantam that just might help her break the shackles that have held her back a little bit. But they've been running hard for the singles, working hard in this heat, plus 40 degrees out there.
She goes again, it's aerial. Oh, and it's a catch. She's taking it on the jump slot. She's playing rugby, catching the high ball. What a grab.
Yeah, to Zashish with the catch there, and she made it look quite spectacular again. Yes, you're right. It was like she was taking the long bomb. That one, that is the end of Chantam's innings. She just blasted a 4 through the covers the previous ball. This time down on one knee, went for the big heave-ho. Oh, look at that! Aerial! Love it.
Please don't tell UAE Rugby that there's someone taking grabs like that.
And so Chantam departs for 25. The Spirit lose their second wicket, 83 for 2.
To in and through the hands. It's going to be 1 run. Let's just see if we can have a look at that wicket again. Batu comes in. Chantam trying to get the scoring rate going, and this catches something else. Watch out, Aussie AFL. She's managed to keep it in the pocket, get it in the pouch. Outstanding.
New batter at the crease is Bisma Maroof, a highly experienced Pakistan player. Mum as well, baby Fatima, has come with her over on this trip after making the big trip for a baby to New Zealand for the Women's World Cup. Fantastic photo of Bisma and baby Fatima with the India team. They couldn't get enough of that little baby girl, and it was such a wonderful image to see. Went viral all around the world.
She just digs that out. Yeah, I mean, this partnership, they've just, after a very slow start, they're going at just over 6 and over, but the last 5 overs, 8.6 and over, so they're accelerating really nicely. breaks the field, and they're going to come back for 2. Be the 2.
A lovely placement there, just carved it away behind point, split the fielders. Yeah, teams have had different tactics. Some have tried to go really hard in the power play and then sort of fallen away a little bit. But we've seen other teams really struggle to get going. We saw that last night with the Barmy Army as well.
Almost a repeat, but this time straight to the fielder. That's Tina Koff there. That's going to close out the 14th over, 86 for 2. Welcome back. We have a look at the scorecard. 2 wickets to fall. Bryce falling stumped as she tried to increase the rate. Chantham was out there for a fair amount of time trying to accelerate things, and a unique catch by Satish. Aerial she got. Full toss. Oh, well, just take an opportunity to have a look at the projected scores there. If they carry on as they're currently going, 122, which is at the lower end of the scores that we've seen out here so far. 9 and over will get them to 139, but I think 11, 151 will be a very, very competitive total if they can find a way to do that. It's not easy to score that many runs. We've heard the ball softens up a lot. It's so hot out there and it's challenging. Reasonably slow wicket. If they can get around that 139 mark, it's going to be a very competitive total, I think.
Well, we've seen some low totals defended in this, I think 119, 125 defended. Then we've seen some big totals run down as we see Arua, who's back into the attack now, just marshalling a field. The first over was pretty eventful, a wicket and 14 runs. Given up the single so far in this over.
Full toss, and Maroof can only manage just to hit that down the ground for 1. I think it's going to be really interesting to see that battle, no doubt, between Chamari ANTI-PIRACY and Sophie Eccleston. I'm really looking forward to that matchup in the second innings. Aerial, oh, splits the gap. They're going to race. It's going to be a dive, and that's going to go all the way for 4. Dunkley continuing on this roll, takes her to 32 off 21.
She's such an entertaining player to watch. Lovely stroke maker. This instance, look at that, off the back foot, slams it into the point region between the 2 fielders. And I think she's really going to have to take the lead in this innings.
Lovely shot through the offside, crushed and splits the field, and unfortunately there's no cover sweeper. All the boundary riders are on the leg side with the exception of long off. And it might prompt a field change as we have another look at it.
Well, Chamari ANTI-PIRACY, another, again, it's almost a carbon copy of the last one, and Chamari ANTI-PIRACY went for a sprawl on that and ended up staying spread eagled on the ground for several seconds. Gone. 4 runs. Lovely shot. She's taking the lead. Just tried to muscle it on the leg side, but not getting through that time. Smart bowling. She's been lethal on the offside.
Advances wide of mid-off, and that's 4 more. A little change in the field, and then it's gone straight there. Superb play by Sophia Dunkley, and that brings up the 100. 2 down at the end of 15 overs. Look at the graphic there. So much focus and energy going into this. We're getting some amazing shots throughout this tournament as that full toss. Dunkley gives herself a room, and she's just playing with Danny White, who's just moved the field round a couple of times, and she keeps hitting it where they've made that field change.
So 14 from the over. Sophia Dunkley charges to 40 from 24. 3 boundaries coming from it. Arua's over. I don't expect we'll see her bowling at the death. They've used 6 bowlers so far. Tipok, who was tidy inside the power play, comes back for her 4th now. Fielder's outside the circle, long off beneath us, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. Calls 2. I don't think they'll get it, but I like the intent. Adam Collins taking over commentary. Georgie Heath with me. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's going to be exciting final 5 overs here. Dunkley is racing along, 40 from 24. We all know what she can do. We saw her in that recent World Cup. So it's just the explosion that this team need today. You know, that injection of energy, and they were going along slowly, and Dunkley's just elevating that.
Yeah, it feels like this tournament's come along at a good time for Sophia Dunkley. Last year she did take the next step. She was averaging 104 in the Rachel Hayhoe-Flint Trophy, so the domestic 50 over comp in England. She had a strike rate of 150 in the 100. She made her test debut and made an excellent half century. She won a one-day international off her own bat against India, making 74 not out when they were in deep trouble. Danger end. Bismar Maroof gets through, committed to it early. Well run. Moves to 5. Yeah, it just feels like with Dunkley that she could in the next couple of years become one of the most powerful players and most important players in global cricket. And in turn she'll come to a competition like this expecting to boss it. Exactly what she's done in this innings so far. Partnership of 20 from 13. 11 and over from here would get them to 152. That's the score that was made in the first innings of both games yesterday in the doubleheader here at Dubai. Chased successfully in the first and unsuccessfully in the second, although it should have been 2 from 2 for the chasing teams. The Warriors fell in a heat late there. Didn't quite get all of that. They want 2 on the misfield, on the bobble I should say, and they get through for it. That's the only part of the ground that's still covered by sun. The rest is covered by shade, so fusion there. Charge in. No one out in the offside apart from long off. Or reverse possibly. Through the onside again, into the gap this time. Much better shot, better contact from Dunkley. Her 8th boundary to complete the 16th over, up to 47. The Spirit well positioned now, 109 for 2. So 23 runs in the last 2 overs, most of them from the bat of Dunkley. Previous ball, she shanked it at the deep square. Then sensing a chance to get down the track, take the initiative, up and over. No one there at deep mid-wicket. Clever batting.
We'll just look at this innings summary for the Spirit. Yeah, they started very slowly. It was that, you know, you can see the short towers in there, and then it's just elevated as it's gone through, and Dunkley has been that injection they needed later on in this innings. Now 109 for 2 with 4 still to go, so they could get a good total here. They've got 2 very well-established internationals out in the middle there.
I like that they're backing Gurung here to bowl at the death. She was better than the 17 from her figures so far. She bowled better than that, I should say. Taking the single first ball, giving the strike back to Dunkley. That's sensible at this stage of the innings, but yeah, Gurung has bowled up top first couple of games, but not at the death, so chance to show she's got that club in the bag as well. Love to see her take a wicket, yet to get in the book in the tournament. Expect there'll be a lot of people watching her in Bhutan. No deep cover, no deep point. Dunkley backing herself, backing her quick hands, making room, making no mistake. And in doing so, she passes 50. 51 from 29 balls, just when the Spirit needed it. A sluggish start at best, but 9 boundaries, a strike rate of 176. Sophia Dunkley, the England international's flying.
Yeah, you see that. She's just really fancy footwork there, gave herself room. And yeah, she brought up her 15 style there, Sophia Dunkley. You could see the Spirit side applauding that one. She raises her bat. Prompts a change in field, now a deep cover. Hit on inside the circle. And bowls her! There's her first wicket. Andrew Gurung castles Sophia Dunkley. And the Falcons needed that just when Dunkley looked like she had another gear to go to. Having used the depth of the crease from the previous ball, the perfect response, and takes the leg stump out. A great moment for the Bhutanese bowler. Dunkley walking off for 51 and the celebration to match. Yeah, Dunkley walks off there. 51 from 30 she made, bowled by the Bhutanese bowler Gurung. Spirit 114 for 3.
The Spirit captain walking out with 3.5 overs to go, Nicola Carey, the Australian international. Three balls left in his successful Gurung over. Knocking over Dunkley at the vital moment sense in this Spirit innings. Well struck to get off the mark. Watching the wicket back here, Gurung, remembering the ball before, smacked out over point. Back their stock delivery. Lovely shape. Nice, well-presented seam. Dunkley was coming, trying to pop her over mid-on where the fielder had been brought inside the circle, but gutsy stuff, gets rewarded for it. Great moment. Interesting. Won't be going upstairs, but sound work. From Nanapa. The wicket of Gurung, we spoke before about this being on television in 141 countries. I'll be watching there. You're seeing there Bismar Maroof's child who's here with us in Dubai for the fortnight. Wonderful have her here. Fatima. Family friendly competition here, the Fairbreak. But she was tweeting about this only this morning. We'll come back to that at the end of the over. 17 gone, 115 for 3. So she was saying, would this be her day to take a wicket? So it was.
Yeah, she's been great on social media, actually. She's been all over it. We've been seeing her training. She's been running up and down stairs, as I was saying earlier, training out in the street. Not necessarily bowling to herself, I'm pretty sure I said, but that'd be quite impressive if she could. Yeah, and she's just, you can tell how much this means to her, and they'll all be back in Bhutan watching, getting excited by their blue-booted bowler.
So 3 overs left. ANTI-PIRACY will bowl the first of those, her 4th. She's conceded just 13 runs across her 3 overs so far. Upper wicket. Out of Chantham. Carey and Maroof, 2 left-handers. Long off out. Sends very frustrated there, was trying to find the gap between deep cover and long off. Just a single. I'd love to see some reactions of the family of Angie Gurung when that wicket was taken, and the other Bhutanese cricket fans and her teammates. If they are watching, great to have your company, but yes, when that leg stump went cartwheeling, I'm tipping there would have been some emotional scenes back home in Bhutan. Big quicker there from ANTI-PIRACY. Very unable to get it away. Because fair break's about, well, it's about a lot of things, but not just a fair break for women, sure, but also a fair break for women who don't get an opportunity on the big stage from associate nations like Bhutan. This would be unheard of, getting this kind of coverage. Game she normally plays.
Yeah, and that's the joys of social media there on that one. I'm sure we will see some of those responses coming out over the next few days of that wicket, and we'll see repeats of her excitement, that Falcons celebration that we've got to know and love over the last few days in their victorious game so far.
Good over this.
But yeah, you just can't, no one can take that away from her now, and we've just been singing Sophia Dunkley's praises on the huge international stage and in the World Cup and what she's done in the last year. But for Gurung, that's a really good scalp for her.
Really slow to finish, and so slow that Carey picks out a fielder. Q ends it. 2 overs to go. The Spirit in a bit of a slump again here. 119 for 3. Big smile on her face, the Spirit skipper. Leadership axis of Maroof and Carey. All the pace off the ball there. Saw Carey moving across her stumps before she reached the crease, and yes. Don't mess with me, says Chamari. You might remember when she's batting in a couple of hours. I like this, Gurung being trusted with the penultimate over. I noted that she wasn't bowling in the death in previous games. Well, took a wicket in over number 17, out of bowl number 19. Touch and go on the wide, gets called.
Yeah, and that's really nice. Really good move there from Danni Wyatt. Stepped in as captain for this game, and she's trusting her bowlers here. She's mixing up the field, and yeah, I think that's a really wise move from Danni Wyatt there.
And my sense is that probably wouldn't have happened had it been night one. Night one, there was an emphasis on best players bowling against the best players. And by that, I'm referring to the full member nation players. Best is probably the wrong adjective there. They come back for a second. But over the last couple of days, there has been trust shown in associate bowlers. We saw last night, unexpectedly, Winifred Jury Singer getting the over she got in the death, and 3 wickets later, she's player of the match. As they were chanting down on the side of the field, get Winnie the watch, get Winnie the watch, because they do get a smartwatch for the player of the match. And it was the same with Henrietta Ishamway, who bowled at really important times the previous evening. So it's as though the captains are growing in faith when it comes to deploying their less experienced seamers. And why wouldn't you when you can slip the ball through like that? This Maroof's got plenty of international runs. She leads the Pakistani side more often than she doesn't. And really taken out her leg stump as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned Henrietta Ishamway there. Nicola Carey will be remembering that. She dismissed her with her first ball, actually.
Yeah. Two out on the offside, long off, deep point in the shade. Can't beat mid-wicket. Proof for 1, but happy with that, the Falcons. One stage we were talking about, well, they should get to 150. And they were going, when Dunkley was unleashing, but that wicket has really slowed things down, as it so often does. Spirit put on 9 from 12 balls. There's a gap at mid-wicket. So squarish mid-wicket. Will she look for that? She does, but it's high in the air, hanging in the air. Not quite. Too much work for ANTI-PIRACY there. Take for a second. Need to go upstairs for that.
She looks like she thought she could have got to that one, ANTI-PIRACY. Stayed down on her knees for a while after that. She's always in the action at the moment, really, isn't she? With the bat, with the ball, in the field.
So that gap's more square leg. So what they're inviting Carey to play across the line here. Gurung. On a ball about a fifth stump line. Does so here. Up and over. Down towards long off. A chance, and it just clears Bashundhara Alam. Had she been back on the rope, she might have been in position. Was only able to throw up one hand. And it's a boundary. Just where she wanted to be too. Carey was not in control of that shot. Yes. Muscle to the rope, but sense just out of position, Bangladeshi seamer. Run out on. Not quite. Captain Danny White out there at mid-wicket. End of the 19th over, 130 for 3. So 11 runs coming from it, but Gurung did nothing wrong there. Very good over. Deserved better. She finishes her 4 overs. Figures of 1 for 34. Six bowlers used. A couple of overs from Rua. Picked up a wicket. Shukla. But they have the experienced hand of Bashundhara Alam to finish off here. Bowled tidily in the power play. Indeed, bowled the third maiden of the competition. The second over. The Nicola Carey on strike. We'll start with a long on, deep mid-wicket. Long off, deep cover in the sun. But yes, there is a big gap there at square leg and fine legs inside the circle. But will she be bold enough to go across her stumps and try and access that quarter of the ground? Hunt from there, well bowled, but well played. She has slayed that through cover. Off balance, but the timing was superb. Carey's second boundary. I say off balance, better shot than that. She just saw where the gap was through point. Classy stuff. Partnership up to 20. Same region, through the hands of backward, 0.4 more. Tina Goff there sub-fielding. But 2 balls in a row, Bashundhara Alam has gone well outside the off stump from around the wicket. And that should have been a wicket. That should have been taken there at backward point on the edge of the circle. Instead, she's behind in the count, conceding 8 runs off 2 balls. Pace off, slower ball. Plonked down to mid-off. So, good result from Falcons' perspective. It gives Bashundhara a chance to bowl at Maroof, who's yet to really go through the gears, yet to hit a boundary. Yeah, well played, class. Experienced player, Bismar Maroof. Been in these situations many times before. And seen that gap at extra cover, went up and over the top. Had a decent World Cup, an unbeaten 78 against Australia and 38 against New Zealand. Most noteworthy scores, but yeah, in her slot there. Didn't try and overhit it, crucially. 2 balls left.
That's a good recovery there from Bashundhara Alam. She's so experienced with that, so she'll just let that other one go while Maroof proves that, with one ball remaining in the innings with Spirit 143. Almost feel there would have been that mental aspect if they hit that 150. Especially when they were going on very slowly earlier. It was thanks to Dunkley's injection in the middle overs. They've hit this score, and these two at the death.
Last ball, square leg still available to it. Going through cover, does it again. That's a fabulous final over for the Spirit. 4 boundaries, 2 for Carey, 2 for Bismar Maroof. And after all that, the slow start and stalling in the death overs, they're finished in style with 17 runs in the 20th. The biggest over of the innings, saving it for last and finishing up on 147 for 3. Last 30 balls they found 47 runs. 28 coming from the final 2. So frustration for the Falcons. They did have their opportunities. They did bowl well for the most part. Seeing here the half century from Dunkley coming in after the slow start. Chantham absorbing 42 balls for her 25. Nicola Carey, 3 boundaries. On with Bismar Maroof, both finishing up unbeaten on 19. A competitive 147 for 3. For the Falcons with the ball, ANTI-PIRACY was the most economical and effective, 1 for 17. Gurung, her first wicket in the competition. Bowled well, I thought, better than 1 for 34. Tipok, economical off the top, 4 overs for 19. And Arua getting a name in the book as well. So the target is 148 for the Falcons to continue their winning ways. They've won the first 2 games of the competition. If they get those runs here, they'll have 1 foot in the semi-final. We'll be back shortly for the chase. The Spirit finishing up on 147 for 3.
The Spirit went about their job after a very low score in their first outing and a very steady start, I think, under coach's instructions from Bryce and Chantham early on, and a very impressive finish by Dunkley, Maroof and Carey. 147 for 3. The average score, first inning score so far in this tournament, is 145, so that's just about average, but it is certainly a competitive total. Have a look how they compiled that score. Bryce early on got a little bit of width from Andrew Gurung, and then finally Chantham broke some shackles down the ground. A couple of little missteps from Mariko Hill there. Spirit rode their luck. Gift there from Kaya Arua, and then a lovely piece of stumping on Sharon Kai. Very good. The tie keeper's a gem. Enter Sophia Dunkley.
Here she is, the powerhouse that she is. And just muscling it around, Sophia Dunkley. She goes up through the gears and accelerates it for Spirit, lofting it into the air. She's a 360-degree player. It all over the place. Crisply through the covers. Find who she's batting against. And that's a great catch, isn't it? In the deep to finish off the half century.
Satish made that look hard or easy, but she caught it. A late flurry. Don't really need to put the foot down towards the end of the innings. This piece of improvisation for Dunkley to bring up a 50, and this is the next ball. And Andrew Gurung, Falcons out the leg stump.
Yep, and all of Bhutan on fire after that.
And the skipper Dick Carey came in for a cameo at the death. Two lefties. Did very well. Very good finish. Particularly this final over. Kanara Alarm, I thought bowled to a field. She was bowling wide and full. Ismail Maroof is back in good form with some quality shots over the top of extra cover. Not too many players in the world play that shot as consistently. So the bowlers went about their job.
Yeah, so in there we've got wickets for ANTI-PIRACY, 1 for 17. She was tight today. Arua 1 for 28. A bit tap from her. But Gurung of Bhutan certainly turned it on. I think they've kept the runs down here. 7 for 3.
Spirit, their final little team talk. See if they can defend 147. They'll have a job on their hands. The Falcons are in good touch.
Well, it's interesting to know what a competitive score is on this new pitch, on the furthest part of the square here, freshly prepared, with 5 games on the other pitch. And we're wondering if there are runs in it, and whether this is competitive or not. The ball is certainly coming onto the bat, taking on a little bit of spin as well, and grip and turn. Lights are on now.
Skipper Danny Wyatt opening up with Jamari Atapatu, who's certainly formed player of this tournament so far. Well, I should say the same for Danny Wyatt. Missed game 1 late in the country, coming off an illness, but certainly quickly got into form. Match-winning score in game 2. I think she's now adapted to the heat. She looked a bit red-faced the other night with a half century, but I think she's slowly getting used to the heat coming out of the UK. Are you getting used to the heat, Liz?
Well, I'm sort of getting over my sunstroke and sunburn that I had earlier, being an English rose with rather pallid skin. Doesn't really suit me, this climate.
Lovely climate, this. Nicola Carey, the Australian, is going to pull a trick on us. Sophia Dunkley will open the bowling with her leg spinners around the wicket. So they've had a chat. How do we get Chamari ANTI-PIRACY out? It's leg spin with the new ball. Fascinating. Here we go.
Let's see if she can get some bounce with this. Hit the seam.
Look, it's so hard. New ball, they're hard and shiny, and that can be quite slippery, especially in a wrist spinner's grip. Not an easy thing to do. Bowl wrist spin with a new ball. Landed the first couple though. There is not one there, and ANTI-PIRACY does not want to get run out.
Known for getting bounce with her leg spin. There'll be a prominent seam. It's a new ball.
And she drops it short, and Chamari ANTI-PIRACY just gets off the mark with a 6. Wow, what about that power?
Playing with intent, ANTI-PIRACY. She means business out there. 107 not out in her first innings in the first match. Here she is again, straight out the middle of the bat, flexing those muscles.
Bit of length, not quite the right line. One of the best sweepers in world cricket. It's a gamble when you open with leg spin. I think we prefaced that before the first ball, and the gamble at the moment is not paying off after 4 deliveries.
Yeah, no spin on that one. And that is put away. ANTI-PIRACY spotted that. It's too short. One knee. Hit behind square.
Better line, not the worst length.
Well, she's using the crease here. Here's the 6. Once again, out it comes. Meat at the bat. ANTI-PIRACY. Muscling that one away. Making room.
That was a dangerous sweep. Missed that, you're out. A couple of dots to finish, so Dunkley makes a comeback. There's still 10 off the first over.
There she goes. This comes off the top of the bat. She rolls her wrists over it. But again, it's a high-risk shot. She's so confident, ANTI-PIRACY. She's happy to play those shots early on. I think she feels she doesn't need to play herself in. Gets away with it.
Good start for the Falcons. Right, just to face a ball. Chamari ANTI-PIRACY for 6 of the first over. The gamble of Dunkley, not quite paying off. 10 and over. Could have been worse, I guess, Izzy.
Yeah, and you've got to remember there's no bait, there's no Marizanne cap in the side as well for the Falcons. But they've won without them before. That was the last game.
Bit of pace now with Kaka. And swing. Might look for a couple here. They look but don't go. Chamari ANTI-PIRACY is very comfortable being on strike.
White scoring heaps of runs for her 76 not out in that last game. Great foot movement, just shuffling up the wicket, slapping it all around the ground. Here she goes again. Feet all over the place. She's in form, this top order, heavily stacked.
And the skipper just, I think a batting partner, no, there was a bit of movement, swung, that was the left-hand signal, that the sweeper's out. So communication between the two.
Two fielders outside of the ring in the power play in the first 6 overs. Coming out the blocks fast, the Falcons.
Ball.
Going Getting a fair amount of lateral movement here. Have a look at her action. Tends to bowl in swingers. Tidy up to the crease. Open chested. Prominent seam.
That's in the air, it's towards the field and just drops short. When ANTI-PIRACY hits the ball in the air, everybody's heart goes to their mouth. And Dhaka nearly striking there, bowling away from the left-hander. Look at the swing. I mean, one of the beauty and grace of this is the balance. See, the head doesn't move up and down too far. It just stays eyes on the target. As Izzy said, a little open, but to bowl in swing, you tend to be open. Seems perfect. Great follow through. Heads on the target. Delightful. Will fumble again. Fairly hard. Yeah, it's a graceful action from Iwanga Kaka.
Yeah, she's rhythmical, isn't she? She's comfortable as she's coming in to bowl.
Yeah, and she swings that action actually lets you swing it both ways. You're bowling, well, what's that in swing is actually away to the lefty. Change up there, that was a little roll the fingers across it. So she's not giving ANTI-PIRACY a look at the same ball twice in a row, and I think that's wise tactical decision making.
And miserly here with her bowling, only 3 off the over. And she is again. It's the slower ball.
This time's full and straight, and ANTI-PIRACY just clubs it back over mid-on. Sophie Eccleston, for a fraction of a second, thought, this is coming my way. Well, it did, but it had an email sticker on it.
Score now, 17 for no wicket.
Kind of a shot you do appreciate. Welcome back. Just the 2 overs gone here, and already we can see a familiar trend redeveloping. And that is of Chamari ANTI-PIRACY on fire, 15 off 10. Danny Wyatt's just got 2 of 2. So if they've got the strike right, let's give it as much as we can to ANTI-PIRACY. Danny says, I'll get off strike, even though she's in terrific form herself. So here is one of the big matchups. Number 1 white ball bowler in the world. Absolutely stunning superstar of women's cricket with a left arm orthodox. Great World Cup, great servant for England cricket in all forms of the game. So here we go. Mind you, she's now bowling to her England teammate, so that's a start. That's a great challenge, and then the ANTI-PIRACY challenge. Well, guess what? It's on the mark. A little confusion in the field that time. Both players a little over-excited to pick it up, got in each other's way.
She bowled impeccably in that last game. Picked up 3 for 15. Sophie Eccleston, pretty flawless.
Bowled, 2 balls bowled, both on the mark. It's just a thing of simplicity and beauty. It's just so uncomplicated.
Here she is, nice and high and rhythmical. It's absolutely economy and accuracy. You could bowl it on a penny if you asked her. She comes again. Left arm over.
Eccleston coming off a World Cup, a 50-over World Cup where she was the highest wicket taker. 9 matches, 21 wickets at 15.6 in England's brave attempt to win. ANTI-PIRACY not waiting any longer. Doesn't quite get all of that. The skipper palms it down to her fast bowler.
You do wonder if the dew's coming into play a little bit here now. It does plug, doesn't it, in the outfield? Didn't quite hit it as far as she wanted to. It's right underneath it, ANTI-PIRACY. Well fielded there.
Goes again. This time gets it flatter, harder, and it nearly takes Eccleston's left hand off. Oh, maybe you're right. Oh, one of the two.
She's not so worried about her right hand. I'm sure she's insured her left, finger by finger.
Give her left hand as far away as possible. Sweep, it's in the air, but power play. No one behind square leg. ANTI-PIRACY wins the first challenge, 28 for no wicket.
Here she is, Eccleston again, giving it some rip. But ANTI-PIRACY getting the hang of it there, down on one knee. And won't be overwhelmed by the #1 bowler in the world. That's a premeditated shot. An expensive over. So unusual there for Eccleston. 11 off that over. He'll want to rectify that.
So a better than 9 and over start for the Falcons as they chase their third victory. Those numbers, ANTI-PIRACY, strike rate 131. Danny White must have joined the party. Isha Ozers in this tournament. ANTI-PIRACY and Gabby Lewis, they're all here playing in the Fairbreak Invitational. T20 strike rate in the 130s. I think Chumari ANTI-PIRACY is trying to lift that number up to about 180. White goes hard and is caught. She doesn't get it over Sophie Eccleston, who takes a good two-handed grab away to her right. And he'd have a tall fielder back there on the edge of the circle.
Was reaching for it there, Wyatt. Didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball. Here she goes, plays it early and cloths it. Straight down the throat there. And Miss Eccleston gets her revenge by grabbing that catch.
Yeah, that's a good grab. I think Eccleston made that look a little easier than it actually was. First wicket down for the Falcons. They've got 28 on the board. Back the Thai wicket keeper to the middle. It's a useful ball from Dhaka first up after the demise of Danny White.
Here is White once again, just coming off the bottom end of the bat here and is plucked out of the air by Eccleston. Good catch, taken with two hands. That dismisses her teammate.
Eccleston has to do a bit of work away to her right here. Well, lucky for the bowler, unlucky for the batter.
Concharankai, Thailand very well represented in this match. Thailand facing.
Second maiden of the match as the fourth over comes to a conclusion. 28 for 1, the Falcons. Over number 5 about to commence. Danny White out last over. Just 3 off 5, but she was facing 5 deliveries. Marietta Patu 15 under a belt and got the scoreboard ticking over. But with the breakthrough, Carey, skipper, straight and all-rounder. Pulled herself on to bowl the number 5. Just going to sort the field out. Very experienced campaigner, Nick Carey, given the captaincy here.
Yeah, dependable seamer, isn't she? She's also good in those death overs later on as well. You can rely on her. I'm sure she'll hold herself back for later on too. This is her first over.
The two fielders are out, are a deep backward square leg and a deep straight mid wicket. Starts with a short ball. Well, Kerry would have a definite plan in mind how she wants to go about this job of trying to limit ANTI-PIRACY. It's not an easy job. That's the opening over. Sophia Dunkley. The tactic didn't quite turn out. Most powerful batter in women's cricket. This time Kerry gives a width and gets away with one there. Argy there behind point. Kerry, that's a right smile. Got away with one.
What she really wants to do is get that angle into the left-hander. She's bowling around the wicket, wide of the crease. Tucking her up there. Patty not able to make room.
3 dots. Got a feeling this won't be a defensive shot wherever this ball is pitched.
Yeah, dots always builds pressure. Of course it does. Batsmen take more risks following dots. Mistakes are made.
Wow. Absolutely wow. That is over the side screen. She's taken the driver out of the bag. She put the 3-wood away and just belted that. The Australian international disappears over the side screen. Look at that. That is middle of the bat. That is just enormous power.
That is straight out of the sweet spot and beautifully timed. Once again, there we see it. What a lovely follow through as well. What a flourish. Stylish from ANTI-PIRACY.
Yeah, that's the one you hold. You hold that pose. Fortunately, she had a little bit more respect for the bowler and didn't hold it too long, but you're entitled to. That's gone straight back over the umpire's hat. And so far, they've lost the ball.
It's either lost or it's damaged. She hit that so hard. May well have hit something hard, perhaps a seat or something down there.
I might have scorch marks on it.
Scorcho. Oh, nice to see Simon Torfel. Here it is again. It is launched. The pleasure to watch. Let's see where it lands. Get that camera angle. See if the ball is damaged or not. Where's it gone?
A little more respect for the next one. Carey takes a little pace off with an off cutter. 180 runs for Jamari ANTI-PIRACY in the tournament so far. Well, we don't have a tournament record, but it could be around the 400 run mark.
Here she is. Let's see where this ball goes. Keep your beady eye on it. What's it going to hit? We've lost it behind the sight screen. That's probably hit a seat back there. Indentations, I would imagine.
width from Carey and little misfield and a great stop. Great chase, great stop. Mayagi. Bowlers appreciate that. That was a boundary turn into 2. Chase, dive, stop. 5 overs gone, 37 for 1.
Slides down leg, and it's going to be the wide. We've got a changeover in the commentary team. I'm Mark Farmer. I've got Georgie Heath with me and a special guest, Elise Villani. Thank you for coming to join us.
My pleasure. Thanks for putting up with me.
We're only just getting started. You've got to put up with us too. Coming with Falcons 37 for 1. Okay, so Elise, you haven't played either of these teams yet, so you've got your eyes on at the moment, picking up what you're going to do when you play them.
Yeah, I was having a little sneaky look before we left to come here ourselves, so yeah, I was having a little sneaky look on the TV, and also just sort of having a look at the pitch conditions as well. Obviously we're playing next, so yeah, it's been really interesting. I think the tournament's been great so far, and there's been some really good contests along the way.
You just have a look at that replay. That's raced away to the boundary for 4. Lovely shot. Dhaka just 7 runs off her 2.2. Again, just sliding down the leg side. Elise, talk to us. How's it been? It's an amazing concept. You're pulling together players from all around the world, different languages, backgrounds, skill levels. How have you found it?
Yeah, it's been incredible, to be honest. It's really hard to sort of describe to people back home. Everybody's sort of asking what the experience is like, and it's just so hard to put into words. I mean, just the amount of people that are involved, firstly, and then secondly, the amount of countries and representation has just been phenomenal. So getting to know, you know, players and their stories from back home, and how they got into cricket, and then where they are today, and just actually learning the flags and which countries they belong to. So we've got someone who's quite knowledgeable in that area. Every time I see a new flag, I'm like, what flag's that? So yeah, it's just unbelievable, to be honest.
Been signalled wide, that one from Ayabonga Kaka, so we're bowling that one again. ANTI-PIRACY racing along, 33 from 21 at the other end.
Kaka coming in, getting great shape into the right-hander. It's just going to be the 1 run as it goes down to fine leg.
Yeah, so Lisa, you're here ahead of your game later on today, taking on the Warriors. What's preparation been like since your first loss in your opening game?
Yeah, we had a little bit of a debrief yesterday, and just sort of touched on a few things that we'd like to improve on as a team, and split into our groups with our pace bowlers, spinners and batters, and then also had a little bit of a look at the vision and what we're coming up against, but mostly just concentrating on our own individual plans and how we want to go about things as a team, and how we best match up to the team that we're coming up against.
Yeah, and you've got a really nice team vibe, I seem to be hearing about. I was talking to manager Sue Strachan with her blue hair this morning. She was talking about your sort of who epitomises your values within the Sapphires. You've got the three Fs, you know, the fun, if you ask me. But yeah, and she was telling me about that award that you have for the person that epitomises the game, rather than just taking all the wickets, maybe diving around in the field a bit.
Yeah, that's right. We've got our 3 Fs, which is fun, freedom and fearlessness. And so, yeah, after each game, we've got an award that epitomises that, and Geets was our first award winner.
On the legs and whipped off the blades. What a shot, and that's 4 more. She is unstoppable. 37 off 23. Scored a 47 for 1 off 6. Let's have another look. She's just picked that up and drop kicked that over the square leg. What a shot. And 47 for 1 after 6. That's the power play over. We're back in. We've got through the power play. 47 for 1 after 6. And I believe we've got Mel Farrell down on the ground. Let's go have a chat to her and see who she's got with her.
Well, I have Andrew Gurung with me, who tweeted this morning that she hoped it might be her day today. And it was your day. Wonderful wicket of Sophia Dunkley. Was that exciting to get that wicket out of the way, your first wicket of the tournament?
Obviously, that was so exciting, you know, to bowl who is like experienced stars to bowl and get the wicket. That was so, like, it was like dream for me to get that wicket.
Well, you've come here from Bhutan. How does a girl from Bhutan end up playing international cricket?
Like we played when we were in school. From there, they came that there is a camp. After camping, we got in national. We came in national camp.
What a ball. It's unbelievable. A great wicket, and we're turning around. It's 47 for 2. Let's have a look at a replay. Elise, what do you think?
Well, it just kept coming, didn't it? Just followed her, and it's just that almost perfect Yorker length. And when it's full and straight, you're always in the game, and that was an incredible delivery. And you can just see the excitement on her face with that breakthrough. And the Falcons, 2 for 47.
And we've got Thetha Satesh from the UAE, young player, and she's here because of this. Have a look at this bit of bowling. Great shape in the Yorker, and the stumps go flying. And the celebrations and the joy on people's faces. It's just unbelievable. We're seeing it time and time again in this tour. Let's head back down to Mel.
Yeah, back down here, so much excitement off the field, but exciting times for you. Now, how much has this tournament meant for you? Because you've had to do some interesting preparation just to come here.
This is like a dream, you know, like playing with such a star player who played a lot of international matches. Like we played only Asian game. The Asians, like who are getting chance to play with the stars. So it's like so exciting moment. And thanks to Fairbreak for this lovely opportunity for us who played for Asian games. Thank you so much.
Well, I know that you went to Thailand to actually train for this tournament, and also during COVID. Tell us what you've had to do during COVID.
Yes, like in Bhutan, because of COVID, I have to do workouts in my home, because we are not allowed to go outside and do, because there are a lot of restricted was there. So to keep fit myself, so I did not stop myself, and I walk or do some workouts at home. And then after that, I asked help from board, and they decided to give opportunity to get trained in Thailand for 10 days. So that was thank you to our Bhutan Cricket Board and Thai Association for giving me 10 days. That was a lovely experience to get chance to play with them also, because they are also playing the ODI. They are also much experienced players. So it's a huge opportunity that I'm getting the chance to play with them also.
Now, how about back in Bhutan? Have you been getting much support from home? Do you know they're all watching back there?
Yes, they are watching. They are they are saying they are watching, and they are giving me a lot of support and wishes and all, so that which boost me by seeing their wishes and all.
Well, it's been fantastic to watch you. I'm so glad they're all watching back in Bhutan. Big star of the game back there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What a shot. She is just unstoppable. ANTI-PIRACY, 41 off 24. No one's found a way to get through her. Have another look at this.
Just her ability to lift the ball so easily over the ring field. I mean, that's just pure strength and timing and a beautiful combination of the both. And just the way that she leans into it and gets her body position through the line of the ball. It's just a really nice, easy swing and beautiful to watch. And you just wish that you could play shots like that as well.
Oh, she just beats the bat. Just have a look at that scorecard. ANTI-PIRACY on 41, and the next highest score in the team innings is 5. It's all on her shoulders at the moment, as it's 7 overs gone, 52 for 2. And we have a look at that scorecard again. Like I said, ANTI-PIRACY 41 off 25, and the next highest score 5. I guess that's the reason for this bowling change. Bring in Eccleston. She's got to be the person to break this wicket, and if they do that, I tell you what, the Spirit are going to be in the driver's seat. Yeah,
absolutely. It's great captaincy by Nicola Carey, because she's recognised that it's a critical game, critical point in the match, and she's brought on a proven wicket taker bowler in Eccleston.
Yeah, we saw Eccleston in that first game take a wicket with her first ball. I mean, she's been expensive so far here today. 11 from her first over, but yeah, she's so often a partnership breaker.
A good little punch down the ground. That's a nice way to get second run for Satish.
Yeah, we talk about Nicola Carey there, coming on with the captaincy. At least you know her well. What's she been saying about taking on that role?
Well, I actually captained her at a domestic level back in Hobart in Australia, and she tells me that she's got a new appreciation for captains all around the world, so I'm seeing that as a positive sign heading into next season.
It's just hit down the ground for 1, and a reminder that the bonus point target 60 runs by the 10th over, and it really looks like that the Falcons, regardless of the outcome of the match, are right on track to just pocket that bonus point. So we just sort of look at this field change. You see they're really trying to put a squeeze. They've only got the 2 fielders out. And that's possibly a great effort just to rotate the strike. It's an outstanding bit of cricket and game awareness to rotate the strike and know that you've got the set batsman that's just exploding.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep ANTI-PIRACY off strike for as long as possible. So even in the ring, you probably want to be pushing in a couple of yards just to make sure that they can't take those easy singles.
That's a nice ball, a little bit flatter, straight through, and very rare dot to ANTI-PIRACY.
It's going to be a great game of cat and mouse here for this last ball as to how ANTI-PIRACY, I guess, looks at the risk.
Well, I think we've seen that is quite risky. It's a catch. It's a huge wicket that could change the whole game. At least you called it.
I think if ANTI-PIRACY could have that ball again, she'd realise that there was only 1 delivery left of that over. They're so close to the 10-over mark, and to be honest, it's a disappointing wicket for ANTI-PIRACY as we look at the replay here, and she's gone for a really big shot. There were 3 out on the leg side, and they've put a great fielder there out in the deep with Jeans in safe hands, and that's the end of ANTI-PIRACY's fine innings.
I mean, if anyone was going to take the wicket.
And that is 55 for 3 after 8. And that huge wicket to fall brings in Mariko Hill, the Hong Kong player. Those stats don't do justice to her skill as a batter. She's got a lot of work to do as this young partnership. Hill coming in to face her first ball. Satesh 3 off 6. This is going to be a challenge. Wow, Elise, talk us through that wicket and the significance of that in the game.
Well, it's huge in the scheme of the game here. As we have a look at it, she's thrown it in there, just short of a length, quicker ball on the stumps, and ANTI-PIRACY's hit it out where there's 3 fielders out in the deep, and Jeans has taken beautiful catch here. And as you can see, she's frustrated. She knows that she was a huge wicket. And to be honest, there was probably no reason for it at that point in the game.
Yeah, it's remarkable. She's just going along so nicely, and it just seemed like a big risk. Few extras there to the total, which I'm sure the Falcons will welcome, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this batting innings progresses from here.
Yeah, it's a contrast to their first 2 games, which has seen that one batter sort of take control of the whole innings and go through with them. We had Danny Wyatt in the previous game, ANTI-PIRACY in the first game. So at least, what would you be thinking at this point if you're Hill coming in or Satish at the other end?
I'm probably thinking that we are ahead of the game at the moment, only just slightly. So, you know, we can spend the next over building a partnership, getting up and down the wicket, getting the feel for the conditions, and then understanding which bowlers I'm going to target as an individual batter. But in saying that, if I'm Nicola Carey, on the other hand, I'm thinking now's the time to pounce as a fielding captain, and I'm thinking I've got my experienced bowlers with Kaka, herself, and Eccleston, so there's quite a few overs still left between them. So this is a really interesting time in the game where, you know, it's going to be who the smartest people are that go on to win this game.
Lovely shot down deep for just the one, and again, I've said it time and time again, but 55-metre boundaries, it's very difficult to pick up 2s. We saw quite a few run-outs. The ground conditions, Elise, we've seen it. There's quite a challenge between first match and second match as well, where the second match you're under lights. There's probably a little bit of dew out there. Has that been something you've discussed?
Well, I'm hoping that it might slide on as a batter. But I think you know, you can get carried away looking at games and ahead of you and seeing what's happening. But ultimately, once you get out there, you've just got to sum up the conditions for yourself and understand what shots are in your wheelhouse as an individual batter, and trying to sum up the conditions as quickly as you can, and then adapting as you go along. So that's certainly what we'll be hoping to achieve as a batting unit with the Sapphires tonight.
Oh, that almost sneaks through, and it could be a stumping. A shake of a head from Tabarak Dar, the umpire from Hong Kong. Let's have a look at it.
Oh, you can see that she's just made it back in her ground, Mariko Hill. Bryce is so quick behind the stumps there. So she was playing at the Invincibles last summer. We saw her there, Scotland's wicketkeeper.
And despite that big wicket to fall, the Falcons have at least pocketed that bonus point. It's 60 for 3 after 9. And we have a look at some stats. Most wickets at the Women's Cricket World Cup, and Sophie Eccleston had a phenomenal tournament. I mean, she showed why she's best bowler in the world. I mean, 21 wickets in 9 matches, an average of 15.61. She's got some incredible skills.
Absolutely. She's relentless with her line and length, so she's very consistent, which makes her dangerous from the onset. And she's got that extra height as well as a spinner, which is always difficult to pick.
And we spoke a little bit about captaincy. They've just had Eccleston on, taken the wicket, she's off again, and they're getting Sophia Dunkley in. Really interesting.
Yeah, so there's probably two ways you could go about it now as a captain. You could think this is my opportunity to sneak a few overs in, or this is my opportunity to go for the throat, so to speak, and go for the win as quickly as possible. So at the moment, I would say that Nicola Carey is thinking about getting a few overs in and still keeping her experienced bowlers, but I would also suggest she's probably not going to leave that too long because you also don't want to allow batters to get in really easily with having the, your 4 out as your sweepers.
Takes out the outside half of the bat. They're scurrying through. And they're safe. Quick single. Yeah, it's interesting. The Spirit at this stage were 50 for 1. They had a really slow start, but then just built up momentum as the innings went along and had a fantastic finish to end up where they did.
Yeah, they certainly do. Dunkley obviously came in and changed the momentum from the onset, and she was able to get their innings off and away. So it's a funny thing batting. Sometimes, you get away with a few and you're off and running, and other times you just feel like you can't quite strike how you'd like to.
Yeah, and I guess also we're playing on the fresh wicket today, so you've got to take that into consideration as a bowling team. You're not quite sure how it's going to play. So what will you be thinking going ahead into your game today, Elise?
I think to begin with, we'll just be looking to keep it really simple as a bowling team, looking to hit the stumps as often as possible and making the batters play off the stumps. And as a batting unit, we'll be looking to sum up the conditions and understand the pace of the wicket first and foremost, and then obviously if there's much turn, and then playing accordingly to that.
Down the ground to finish, and Elise Villani, thank you so much for coming up and joining us. It's great to hear your thoughts, and good luck for your matches. Play the Sapphires versus the Warriors. Score 65 for 3 after 10.
I'm going to save it for later.
Welcome back to the Dubai International Cricket Arena, and we're halfway through the innings of the Falcons chasing down the Spirit This is how the wickets have fallen so far. A couple of superstars out. Melinda Farrell's with me.
Yeah, that was a terrific ball there to just snuck through the gate. And then this one, the big wicket of ANTI-PIRACY. We'd been looking forward to the contest between her and Sophie Eccleston. Finally one out there, but not before ANTI-PIRACY had made hay. She's been in outstanding form so far in this tournament. That's the first time that she's actually been out by a bowler. A bowler has got her out. She was out before when her teammate Danny Wyatt struck the ball down the ground and it was parried onto the stumps.
India GK from Singapore. I think this is terrific captaincy to bring her on right now. Hill's just in, Satisha's just getting started. The superstars are out. Sarah Bryce throws herself behind one down the leg side.
And we see the batter throwing herself to the ground.
Backing up from Marika Hill. She's a really good runner between the wickets. Takes a long stride. It doesn't take her too many steps to get down there, but she's possibly out of the blocks.
That helps. A real opportunity for these two out in the middle now. Some of the big names are back in the dugout. Just really impressed by the spirit and the way that they've done this. They basically felt like they had to take wickets to win this game. That's always going to be the key because there's so much firepower up the top order in the Falcons lineup.
Hill from Hong Kong facing GK from Singapore. And gets an outside edge or a leading edge. A little lucky to get away with that one. They pick up a single.
Again, that representation, it was lovely going downstairs and interviewing a couple of the players today.
T sweeps hard and gets out of the middle. Got to Satish, the local UAE player.
And great to see her. Home conditions, even though there's never been a women's T20 played here until this tournament. Rolled the wrist nicely. Love this this run up by GK2 that we're about to see for the last time this over. It looks like she's stepping over a couple of puddles. There's just a couple of puddles out there.
A couple of bushes in her backyard at home. With the step over.
It's a single to finish the over. The Falcons 73 for 3.
The Falcons, they've been fairly successful batting second. Chased twice and won. This game very much in the balance. The Falcons try to get a jump on the competition with a 3-0 start, and Spirit looking for their first win. Falcons need 75 off 54. I'm going 55% Falcons, 45 Spirit at the moment. That might change with every ball, which it so often does in T20 cricket. Buckley's on for a third.
She batted beautifully earlier. Dunkley just class shots. One over there where she basically hit 3 boundaries on the offside, just picked out the gap and split the fielders each time. All class.
And probably a little under-bowled when she's playing for England. A few all-rounders in that side, but it's always handy when you've got a wrist spinner. It's pretty good. Hill sweeps hard. But the field's well placed. Just the one.
Dunkley was being very specific with her fielding placements as well. She knows what she wants. That is just having a check and making sure she knows exactly where they are.
The sweep is the shot of vogue at the moment.
Well, it is, and she'd had a look in that area too, around square leg. There are a couple of fielders in there, one on the ring, behind square leg, one out in the deep.
Will chunk off the inside edge, but the field's deep on the edge of the circle, as they so often are this time the chase in a T20 game. The manager, Sabah Azim, looks fairly comfortable there. Got her feet up. Too stressed by much.
Well, at least it's a little bit cooler down there now.
Oh, nice loopy tempter. Sophia Dunkley. Hill not tempted.
Too smart for that. Nice to see some people out now enjoying the cooler evening air. My Sri Lanka shirt there.
Hill sets off. The GK feels well. 12 gone. 77 for 3.
Well, the Fairbreak Effect NFT project has officially launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Owners of the NFTs gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, all the competitions, giveaways and future events. Just head to www.fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code to stay up to date with NFT drops and chat with other fans live.
Tish pulls. Oh no! Fumbled. It's gone down. Jean's out there. Oh, that's a break. This is well struck, but not well placed. Does everything right, it just doesn't go in. Just a single that occasion.
There's that QR code in case you missed it before. NFTs. Make sure you give it a scan.
I love a QR.
What will we do without them?
Bowled. The tee scrambles, well thrown. I think she got there. Can we go upstairs? Doesn't look like it. Nice piece of fielding.
Nice bit of umpiring. I like that when an umpire's confident. Make the call. In position, well home safely. Good umpiring.
There's that lack of bounce you get when you're a short bowler. Be very, very effective is T20 cricket.
She darted that one in too, didn't she? Flatter delivery. As you say, shorter player. There's that step over the puddle.
Does Hill get all of it? She does. Great finish to the over for the Falcons. Mariko Hill puts one away. It's 87 for 3.
The sound of that shot. You could tell it was going all the way just from the crack. Full toss, inviting. Thank you very much, says Hill. Oh, there's a, just wondering if maybe it's a Chamari ANTI-PIRACY fan out here, coming especially to see the Sri Lankan superstar smash it about. She knows she's on camera. And it's not like Danny Wyatt to be jumping in front and photobombing. Great to see people from other countries in the crowd as well as out in the middle.
This is how the last over finish. I think Divya GK's gone to bowl a little arm ball and hasn't quite got it right.
At this stage of the game, the Spirit were 83 for 1. So it's quite tight at the moment. We've seen some matches in this tournament that have been cooled down a little bit out there for our hard-working crew. He's another Sri Lankan cameraman, actually. So look, Sri Lanka's taking over.
Yeah, we had a lot of Chamari ANTI-PIRACY shots from that camera. Meanwhile, we've got Japan versus Hong Kong. It's Shizuka Miyagi. Holding a little left arm orthodox after that terrific interview with you, Mel. That was wonderful. Sophie Eccleston's her hero because they both bowl left arm orthodox.
She was lovely to talk to. Really bubbly. She's so excited to be here.
Knows where they're going. Good T20 record there. Just goes for 4.3 and over. They're good numbers. And you know, the captain showed some confidence. The game's on the line here, and she's got a chance to bowl in a pressure situation. And she's going to get her first wicket, caught by her hero at mid-off.
There you go, one left armour to the other, and look at that celebration. So happy to take the wicket. She hasn't given any runs away. In the pressure situation, the game very much in the balance. Floated it up. Hill went for the big shot, didn't get all of it, and Sophie Eccleston is not going to drop those. Wonderful moment. And the Falcons now lose their fourth wicket. Mariko Hill going for 15. The Falcons 90 for 4.
Miyagi to continue. First ball she hasn't landed. It's been a good over. Go off it in T20. The field's set. You've got 3 boundary riders, so pull toss only goes for a single.
Yeah, got away with that. Sometimes the full ones get the wicket, and here is the wicket of Hill. Safe as houses under that one, Sophie Eccleston. Look at those smiles.
I sense an NFT in there somewhere. Bold. Good shot, though. We've got Japan bowling Bangladesh. Terrific start. For Miyagi, it's 92 for 4. Satish might have to pick up the tempo now, I think. Hanari's a big hitter. Only 2 for 4 Falcons. Just falling a little further behind the run rate due to the wickets that they're losing. Satish is off to a good start, so in there, established, 20 of 24. Now time to put the foot on the accelerator. It will be tough against an international veteran in Nicola Carey. If there's no bat on that, it's got to be out. Bashundhara not completely satisfied with that, and we'll have the advantage of a replay to see if there was some bat in it.
Well, it was certainly on the money. The second ball to Bashundhara. Carey, so skiddy. Oh, ball skids on. I don't think there was much doubt about that. Didn't look like there was any bat. And that is a terrific wicket for Nicola Carey, keeping things over for the Falcons, losing another wicket. And now 92 for 5 as Bashundhara departs for 1.
The Thai veteran skipper, Anti-PIRACY, now it's her opportunity to get Falcons across the line. She's done it many, many times for Thailand. Nice confident looking start.
Well, that confidence is based on a lot of experience, but here's how she got here. Bashundhara just taking a swipe across the line. The ball stayed low. I reckon that was hitting somewhere low down in between middle and leg.
Yeah, it was missing leg and off that. Bowling. And Bashundhara didn't look happy, but see, she moved across early. If she had been in a normal stance, you would have thought that maybe sliding down, but she moved across early, set up right in front of the stumps, and Nick Carey's an international veteran. You always expect her to be bowling wicket to wicket.
Again, nice, just that width, finding it hard to connect Tipok, but you see the experience there of Carey. She does often bowl stump to stump, but that sort of wide Yorker, full ball, hard to get away. She batted well earlier too, Carey.
This one is short of mid-off. Longer attempts to decapitate bowler, the striker, perhaps the umpire. This is everything.
Just look at the smile rarely leaves Nicola Carey's face. Every time we do the interview, getting the chance to captain.
She's got to be more serious when she does interviews. She's the captain. You can't laugh all the way through interviews.
Because I'm so funny.
Wider, slower. Carey showing her experience. 93 for 5, the Falcons.
$11 and over needed at the death for the Falcons to retain their undefeated record. And plenty of options with the ball here for the Spirit. Going to stay with the left arm spinner Miyagi. I'm slightly surprised by that, given they've got overs up their sleeve from their front liners. But she was successful in her first over. Just a single here. Adam Collins picking up commentary with Isabel Duncan as we take this through to its conclusion. They're going to have to attack this over, I suspect. If they leave it to the last 4 with the bowling the Spirit have to come, they're going to find it awfully difficult.
Margie taking the wicket of Mariko Hill earlier. Eccleston catching it, her hero.
Up and over, but limp. And Satish is gone. Well, as we've seen throughout the competition, runs on the board batting first can often be valuable. And so it appears it will be again. They needed Satish to set play to bat all the way through here. It's not to be. They lose their 6th wicket. They're in all sorts now, the Falcons.
What about slow left armers today? That's 2 wickets now for Miyagi. 2 for 6. I think it's an easy catch in the end, taken by the captain, Nicola Carey. Miyagi, absolute delight and pure joy on her face. The score now, 94 for 6.
Oh, nearly a 3rd wicket for Miyagi there. Tipok inside edge onto the pad. A gutsy play to bowler again, but pace off the ball. And Satish didn't have the strength to clear mid-off. The safe hands of Nick Carey. What a great story this is, Miyagi. 40 years of age. She's been playing for her country for 15 years. As Mel Farrell heard earlier, pitch side, her hero, Sophie Eccleston, is nearly half her age. Picking up some tips there, bowling left arm orthodox as well.
Yeah, and she's the first player in Japan to get a professional contract.
Yeah, of any type, really. Been a fair breaker in the past, heart and soul of Japanese cricket. Arua from the PNG, facing her first ball. An experienced campaigner as well. He's captained PNG on a couple of occasions and was part of the World Cup qualifier, the ill-fated World Cup qualifier last year, earlier this year. But Hart, big ask for her here. Her career strike rate is 60, to put it in some perspective. 4 overs to go. They need 53 from it. The Falcons battling 95 for 6. So from here, they need 13.25 runs per over. They're only going at 6s. And the story of the night, really, is how 3 quick wickets ripped open this game. A 35-run partnership, and they looked like they were on course there. But Mariko Hill's wicket, 1 brought 2, brought 3. And now they could throw the ball to Sophie Eccleston. Most difficult player in the world to score off. They can turn the screws here, the Spirit, and get their first win.
Yeah, she's still got 2 overs in the bank as well, Eccleston. Looking dangerous. It's bowling from the Emirates Road end. She's just rearranging her troops at the moment. Should be bowled into the new bat out there, Tipok. Fine leg on the one in the ring.
Eccleston set and forget. Outside the circle, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square. It's worth noting that each team that's won the toss in this tournament so far have bowled, have fielded first. And they're sparring a miracle from here. It's going to be 4 of the 6 games have been won by the team batting first.
That's right. I think it's difficult to know what decision to make. It's a good toss to lose, probably.
I think we'll see a bit of a shift here. Because chasing, you're asking a lot of players down the list. If there are early wickets, you're typically seeing at the top of the list the more established full member players. But if you do lose wickets, you're asking players who have not had to do it on this stage before to come in and score it, say 8 or 9 and over. That is a big ask. Whereas if you've got runs on the board, you aren't weighed down by that scoreboard pressure, not in quite the same way.
And there's a bit of inexperience to come as well.
That's close, turned down. Yeah, and we saw it last night, going into the power play, or should I say going into the final 5 overs. The Warriors were 1 wicket down and they weren't cruising, but they only needed, let's say, 8 and over through the final 5. They lost 4 wickets and lost by 15 runs. They lost comfortably. Quickish single through. Ooh, direct hit would have been interesting to beat. 50 runs still needed from 19 balls, unlikely as it is. Eccleston, 1 delivery left and this is her 3rd over, so she'll bowl either the 19th or the 20th.
They've got to take these singles as well.
Yeah.
And risks, they've got to take the risks. Mistakes will be made. Pressure is mounting here.
Edged and beats the fielder at short third down to the right. They needed that. So the 100's up, 7 runs from the over. They still need 46 from the final 3. The Falcons 102 for 6. Yeah, the only team that have chased successfully in the comp have been the Falcons. They won their first game against the Warriors, hauling down 178 for victory. They chased 153 yesterday against the Barmy Army. And they're going to fail here today, barring something remarkable in the final 3 overs. So, you know, I wonder whether we'll see a bit of a shift, even though the convention is to field first in T20s. That might shift a bit here, owing to the dynamic inside the 11s we've seen already. So 15 and over needed, tick over that. And in the second match in a doubleheader, the Warriors and the Sapphires, 2 winless teams.
Yaji will continue.
I love this. The fact that they're, much as it was last night with Virya Singham, who unexpectedly bowled in the death and won the game. She was the match winner. And we're seeing here Miyagi. She was the one that broke that partnership of 35. The 3rd wicket to fall. Well, 3 have fallen since. 2 for 8 from 13 balls. Fantastic work. Oh, is there an edge there? No.
She's using the crease as well, isn't she? Time coming around with her left arm. Sophie Eccleston's her hero. Models herself on her.
Nice flight. Really impressive performance. She bowled well yesterday as well, Miyagi. The Spirit's opening game. Getting it above the eye line. Making the batter force the pace. Not easy to do. With 3 fielders out on the leg side, it's always going to be a measured risk. Deep square, deep mid-wicket, long on. The left-handed tip-off. Full toss, gets hold of that. But only for a single. I wonder whether that'll be singled. No ball above waist high. She was on the charge. It is, so that does mean a free hit. It's formally signalled now, so that does give them something to work with.
That just slipped out of her hand. There's a little bit of dew out there. Slippery time of day.
Well, that's the other point. It only gets... Yeah, we can bang away about the toss later. And over the top from the free hit, good contact, but Nick Carey's positioned herself at long on, so it's only a single. They needed that to sail over the ropes and put some pressure back on the fielding team, not to be.
Tight over this, only 5 off it so far. That required rate is creeping up slowly. 17 now, needed off and over.
Tell you what, one more wicket here and Miyagi might be putting herself in player of the match considerations. Miyagi, I should say. The contribution of Sophia Dunkley at half-century, that rapid half-century, put her in front at the moment. But one more wicket, I reckon you can mount the case, especially when she took her first. And there it is. She has got a 3-for. And for the second time in Sophie Eccleston, the fellow left-arm tweaker doing the job down there at mid-off. Miyagi has 3 for 13 from 3. Arua falls to a full delivery on the charge, a limp dismissal all told, but what a great moment for the Japanese veteran.
Well, this is just the pressure showing, isn't it? The score now 108 for 7 for the Falcons. It was a soft dismissal, but just the pressure mounting. But we know that mistakes are made at this point. There's a lot on the shoulders of Arua. Out for 7.
The Spirit are 2 overs away from their first victory here, with the Falcons leading 40 in the last 12 balls. Andrew Gurung and Bhutan walking out. So there with Tipok, the veteran, who's on 8, but it would require a miracle, really.
Big ask here for Bhutan. Oh, inventive batting, I like that.
I don't mind this from Nick Carey either, giving the ball to Mughal, who bowled well earlier, picked up a wicket with their first delivery, that booming in-swinging Yorker. Take a look at the most recent wicket to fall. Archie's third. It's 3 for 13 off 3. It's been a decisive spell. Mergel got into the book with her first delivery. Her first chance in the competition, making it count. Here is that wicket. A big in-swinging Yorker. Knocking over Nanapa. Great response as well. Delivery that Megan Shute or Anya Shrubsole will be proud of. Two foremost in-swing bowlers in women's cricket, last generation. There it is again. Oh, past the leg stump. Bryce fast gloves, upstairs they go. That has done plenty.
Well, she's had an excellent series against Hong Kong recently here in the UAE. Took 5 wickets at 9, so she's full of confidence. Mughal.
You can see why. Up goes the back leg. Do the gloves get down in time? Touch and go, but the foot looks to be.
Yeah, some Scotland behind the stumps
Or is
there.
it high? Hang on, we get a second look at this. She's in strife, I reckon.
Is she touching the ground or not?
No, she's not. No, she is not touching the ground. The foot is back, but she didn't ground it in time. Fast gloves from Bryce. Waiting for the formal decision upstairs to go on the screen. And there it is, out. So Mergel gets a second wicket. A great night for her. The Falcons lose their 8th. And sharp work from Sarah Bryce against the ball that was booming back towards the stumps. Gurung has to walk off with a golden duck. The Falcons, they're out of this game now. They're 1-1-1 for 8.
Gunjan Shukla, the new bat there. Just pushing it, that one.
A collapse of 5 for 21 into the death overs, and this was the 5th of that sequence. Love it. All the celebrations the teams have orchestrated have been right on the money. Oh, that is just magnificent bowling. Deserved to kiss the leg stump. Instead, runs down to the rope. It'll be 4 byes. But how about the hoop? That should be her 3rd wicket. There are any justice at all, is he?
Look at that late swing.
Oh,
very unlucky. Almost kissed that leg stump.
It's worth noting now as well that preserving wickets for the Falcons is more important than the runs they score, given that the countback will be based on wickets.
Oh, and again, nearly snuck through.
Fabulous over from Mergel. She's got 2 for 13 from her 3. 1 over the go, the Falcons, 115 for 8. Just to elaborate on that point, so if teams are tied going into the semi-final stage, the tiebreaker can come down to the fewest wickets lost across the group stage. No net run rate, in other words. So it'll be based on the result of the 2 teams in question. So it's 4th versus 5th, but we're here, the Warriors against the Sapphires. Whoever wins that fixture would advance. But that had been a tie, then it goes to fewest wickets. So not for nothing that the Falcons get through this without further loss.
Miyagi, here she is once more. Must be a single here.
And can she snaffle a 4th and have the best figures in the comp? You haven't had a 4-for yet in this competition across 5.5 games, or nearly 6 completed games.
The Eccleston took 3 for 15, her figures. Previous match.
I mentioned at the start of the previous over, I like the way that Carey's managed this. Into the final stages, the confidence that Mergel and Miyagi will get from having bowled at the death. Sure, they could have stuck with Eccleston. They've got myriad options, Dunkley, Ayabunga Kaka, but allowing the associate players who have less experience on the big stage finish the job the way they have so impressively. Could that be a 4th wicket hanging in the air, bouncing just before the fielder at deep backward square? If they're called upon to do a job like this in an elimination game, they'll have done it before.
Yeah, it's great faith, isn't it, when these associate members, they've never been on the big stage before, not in stadiums like this, under the lights, with the dew.
So the game reaching its inevitable conclusion. But yes, it's worth noting that when they lost their 4th wicket, the score was 90 after 13.4 overs. From there, they needed about 8.5 and over. The collapse has been profound. And I think the captains will learn a bit from this, as they did a couple of nights ago when 125 and 119 were defended, that runs on the board. And you consider as well, they batted in the heat, the Spirit. Surely you'd rather bat, or rather put the other team out there fielding when it's 41 degrees. Stumping, yes! 4 wickets for Miyagi. What a great moment. The Japanese tweaker has waited such a long time to get an opportunity like this. And 4 wickets for 18 runs to finish the match, to win by 27 runs. A moment the 40-year-old will never forget. The Spirit are on the board.
Absolutely rising to the occasion. Let's go through these wickets. This is the last bat to go. Shukla, and the stumping is taken by Bryce. Wonderful stuff here from the Japanese woman, Miyagi, the oldest player in the side. Slow left arm. She's taken 4 for 18.
And I wonder whether she'll get the player of the match gong. And should I say gong, I mean the watch, the smartwatch they get. Last night there was a bit of a campaign for Winifred Durasingham to get the watch, and the players were leading that out on the field, and so she did. I wonder whether it might be Miyagi who walks away with that. She'll be competing with Sophia Dunkley, who made a classy half-century to ensure the Spirit would get up around 150, 147 for 3 to be precise. And the Falcons looked good at different moments, but White falling early for 3. And ANTI-PIRACY out for 42 from 28 deliveries. Looking back through the card, it was the ANTI-PIRACY dismissal which proved to be the most problematic for the Falcons in their chase. She's been outstanding over the last 6 months in this format of the game. A century on opening night to sink the Warriors, and when Eccleston had her, the entire game changed, and it did again when Hill was out for 15, the 4th wicket, and that was the start of the collapse. Miyagi, 4 for 18, 8 dot balls, an economy rate of 4.5. They stuck with her too. She was the 7th bowler used and bowled all the way out. I don't expect they would have thought that was going to be the case when Nick Carey gave her that chance before the death, but got Hill and then went on with it to collect 3 more. So Dunkley's half-century set it up for the Spirit. And then Miyagi knocked down the pins. So for the 4th time out of 6 games, the team batting first have won. The Spirit get their first win. The Falcons now at 2-1. The margin 27 runs. So the presentation after the break, Mel Farrell down on the ground. I wonder who the player of the match will be.
Welcome back from the break. Let's go straight to Mel, who's on standby for the post-match presentation.
Yes, welcome to the post-match presentation, match number 5 of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between Falcons and Spirit, live from the wonderful city of Dubai. It was a terrific match, very different innings. We saw the Spirit get off to a bit of a slow start, but Sophia Dunkley's half-century turned things around, and some great cameos at the end by Nicola Carey and Bismar Maroof. And then their bowling lineup, well, it was too good in the end for a lineup from the opposition that has a lot of firepower. In the end, they were able to defend that score, the Spirit winning by 27 runs in the end. Great work. Get their campaign off to a winning start as well. Get one under the belt. Now, I'd like to thank our sponsors for their continued support, SDG Impact Fund and GenCore. And now I'd like to invite Danny Wyatt up to have a chat. He's been doing an admirable job in the captaincy in the absence of Susie Bates. Didn't go your way today. What do you think went wrong?
Yeah, I think Atta batted really well up top, and then as soon as she got out, we just struggled to build on that momentum. But I thought the way the girls fought out there was a real positive and something we'll look at in the next game.
Does it make a difference, do you think, also fielding in the heat? How tiring is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was very hot today. Again, a few degrees warmer than yesterday, but yeah, I mean, we had a game yesterday as well, so maybe that went into that today, but yeah, can't fault the girls and their efforts.
Yeah, well, you've had 2 games in the heat. Look forward to a couple of days off, rest and recover, and we will see you back here soon.
Thank you, cheers.
So that is Danny Wyatt, but now it is time for the Player of the Match award, and the Player of the Match will receive a smartwatch. It's presented today by Kim Livesley on behalf of Denton. And the award goes to, I'm very happy to say this, Shizuka Miyagi, very popular winner, I'm sure, from the Spirit. Her contribution of 4 wickets, giving away just 18 runs. Shizuka, come on in. We only were talking earlier in the match. You were so excited. You were nervous as well. But look at what you've done out there. 4 wickets. What a performance from you. How excited were you to take those wickets?
Yeah, I'm really happy to take a wicket for the team. And very nervous to speak English. But yeah, I just focus on what I have to do.
Well, you did it really well, and your English is wonderful, by the way, so don't you worry about that. You did tell me that your hero in the side was Sophie Eccleston. She ended up taking a catch, your first wicket of the tournament, and you looked so excited. What does it mean to be playing alongside her?
Always learn a lot from them, so it will be good for me and Japan cricket girls.
Well, it will be good for Japan cricket. It's wonderful to see you win this award. You've been a heart and soul of cricket in Japan. It's fantastic to see you get this opportunity on the big stage. And today you really shone. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On your award.
Thank you.
Our player of the match. And a very popular one. Great to see the player from Japan do so well. I'm now going to invite her captain up, Nicola Carey, lacing up. Isn't that fantastic? Congratulations, you've got the win under the belt. What a performance, Nick, by your Japanese star.
Yeah, she was absolutely outstanding for us today. Yeah, it was amazing to see her take 4 wickets, I think, in the end, but I think we set it up really nicely at the start with our batters. I think you fired Dunks up with your lack of power hitting comment yesterday, so thank you for that, and well done, Dunks, for taking that on board. Yeah, set the game up nicely, a few nice cameos there, and it was great to see Zoo come in and clean up.
I didn't say lack of power hitting, by the way. I just would like to point that out. No, she was all class today. And you and Bismar Maroof also came in at the end with some pretty important cameos. Did you have the faith in your bowling attack, that strong bowling attack, that you were always going to be able to defend that?
Yeah, I was really happy with the score that we put on the board, in the first half. So I thought we could defend that. I know Chamari came out hard, looking pretty dangerous, as she has in the first 2 games. So, I was pretty happy to see the back of her, to be honest. And then I thought the girls did a great job to take continual wickets throughout. So, yeah, it was really nice to get our first win.
Yeah, and so now points on the board. You've learnt a bit about this crew. How are you feeling about the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, we're pumped. The girls are up and about after that win, so yeah, we're really excited for the rest of the tournament. And we got another game tomorrow at 4 o'clock, so I think they're kicking us out of the rooms in about 5 minutes. So we've got to.
I think they are. They're all going already. Well, we hope to see lots more spirit finger celebrations throughout. Congratulations on the win, Nick. Look forward to more power hitting as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicola Carey. Always a bit of a joker, so she is. That is it from us down here. The Spirit winning by 27 runs. That's all from the presentation.
And let's have a quick look at how that league standing is looking like, especially after Team Spirit have bagged their win for the tournament. It's the Falcons that have 9 points, Tornadoes on 7, Barmy Army on 4, Spirit on 3 points, the Warriors 1 point, and last on that league is the Sapphires with no points on that board as yet. Jeff, let me bring you in. Great to see, obviously, the Spirit winning it, and but let's have a word on the magic of Miyagi.
Yeah.
She was sensational.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Mel did the interview with her, and she warmed to our hearts, and she said Sophie Eccleston's her hero, and why is that? Oh, bowls left arm orthodox, and obviously Shizuka, she's 40 and she's been playing cricket in Japan, obviously a long way from a recognised cricket country, and there it was, caught Eccleston bowled Miyagi. You can't write that sort of script. And look, she did bowl very well. Maybe a little lucky with the full bunger there, but she bowled a lot of good deliveries, very straight, gave nothing away, and she earned that forfeit. It's just terrific stuff, and obviously the teammates are all very happy for her. It's why Fairbreak exists, for exactly that. The Japanese player gets the player of the match, and as I say, she's 40 years old, been playing cricket for 25 years, leading Japanese cricket, and she can come on that stage and the first wickets, caught Eccleston, the number one-day bowler in the world.
Yeah.
You can't write it.
Magical, right? And moving over to Dunkley. Dunkley also had her half a century. It was great to see her come in after we saw a bit of a slow start. But let's chat about how her innings went.
Yeah, well, Sophia, I got to defend Mel Farrell. I don't think she was having a shot at Sophia's power hitting because she can hit it hard. But her 50 off 30, it looked like it might get the Spirit to a 170 score. So it was a little surprising when she got out, but she picked the right shots to play, picked the gaps, played all sides of the wicket. With a cart, she hits it through wide mid-on. She's got all the shots, mostly played the right decisions. A little surprising when she got out, but 50 off 30, it got them on the way to that 140. And we mentioned that, Carey made a contribution down the end, and Bismarck Maru. So that was the impetus through the middle. Maybe if Magic Miyagi had only got 3 for, Sophia Dunkley might have got the player of the match, but the forfeit was too good together there. And a good performance from an English star.
Definitely a good performance indeed. Let's move over to see what we can expect next in the next game. It is, of course, the Warriors against the Sapphires. It is match number 7 here at the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament. Thank you to Jeff for joining me at this post-match conversation, and we look forward to seeing you in the second half of the next double header. From me, Lester Hoff, we'll see you soon.